Hello, Mason.
Hey, Paul.
Elvis.
Hey, Paul.
And Larry.
Hi, Paul. How's it going?
It's going good. I got pizza and some chicken wings. Felt like chicken wings tonight.
Ah, cool. Oh, it's barbecue.
Yeah, I mean, what do you like, buffalo sauce? Nick likes buffalo sauce.
I like teriyaki.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I like buffalo sauce, but barbecue's good.
Who likes buffalo sauce? It's like hot vinegar.
What's wrong with hot vinegar?
So, Paul, you helped us make our characters, and I can't help but notice that basically we all just have scads of HP, and that is not usual for the system we're using.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of evasion.
Yes,
So,
your armor class. The enemy either hits you or they don't.
well, I look at this and I feel very naked.
You should. You could be killed by a house cat even if you're wearing full plate mail.
You know, house cats can do that in real life if you're allergic.
See, there you go. Realism. So, anyway, you guys are an adventuring party. You have been at this for a little while. You are all the D&D equivalent of level 5, and you are basically D&D characters. You have been battling skeletons for your illustrious careers.
I hate skeletons.
Yes, I encouraged you guys to come up with backstories, hopefully corny backstories.
A skeleton killed my mother, and then my father went out to avenge my mother, and he was killed by a different skeleton. My older brother went out to avenge him, and then he was killed by yet another completely unrelated skeleton. I also had a childhood friend. He fell down a well and drowned, but then he was raised to be an evil skeleton, and when I tried to comfort him, he bit me. There is no skeleton that can be redeemed. I am Elvis, smiter of skeletons, paladin of the god Skelismite. My sword, the Skelebiter, glows blue whenever a skeleton is nearby. Weirdest thing though, it is always glowing blue, which means either it's broken, or there's a skeleton hiding around every corner!
All right, and Mason.
Yes, I am a monk. I went up to the mountains to train in a hyperbolic time chamber for 100 years. While I was up there, I learned to eject energy from my hands for about 5 seconds. Thus equipped, I returned to civilization to use my powers on evil skeletons. I hate skeletons because they remind me of my evil father, who used to beat me. He was an old man, kind of skeletal.
All right, you got a nemesis baked in. And Larry.
I am a rogue. I steal things.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, not a lot of people will hire me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hate skeletons?
Yes.
Perfect, you're hired.
I hate everybody.
What?
I said I hate skeletons.
Ah, good. Well, did you know that smiting skeletons is divine work? I guess everything is kind of divine work when you look at how many gods there are. It's a very large pantheon, but skeleton smiting is especially important to my god.
Can I wear piercings into work?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
How about tattoos? Are those cool?
Yes, I suppose tattoos are good. I would encourage you to get a tattoo of, like, smashing a skeleton's head.
Actually, that sounds rad. I'm totally gonna get one of those. I have that by the time the game starts.
Well, the game starts in a tavern.
Oh, of course.
And not just any tavern. This tavern is owned by the Adventuring Guild.
Oh, I love those guys.
Indeed.
They tell me where the skeletons are.
That's right. You don't find skeletons in just any random cave. Someone has to tell you where the correct cave is.
The Adventuring Guild is a service.
You guys are there in the tavern. You are sitting around a table, staring blankly at each other, as is your custom.
What were we doing before?
Waiting for a new quest. You weren't on a quest before, so you were just waiting.
I bet we were shopping. Mason, you take forever to shop. We go downtown and you spend hours looking at the catalog.
I want to make sure I'm getting a good deal.
They sell all the healing potions for exactly the same amount. Every single shopkeep, there's no haggling.
Elvis, you don't know there's no haggling until you check every single shopkeep, okay?
There's a ding at the front of the tavern. Ding ding. Adventure's up.
Finally. Sick of staring at you guys. It's getting weird.
Do you know you have a funny mole on your left cheek?
I did not spend 100 years meditating in a hyperbolic time chamber just to sit here.
What is the adventure, yon fair maiden? This is a maiden, right?
Yes, it's one of the barmaids. She hands you an envelope, and she says, "Here you are, my lords. Next skeleton." All the details are listed inside.
Thank you. I like your earrings, by the way. Are those new?
Oh, these? No, I wear them all the time.
Ah, well, don't let it bother you that I only noticed them just now. I'm not very perceptive.
Okay, come on, let's see the envelope. What do we got? Skeletons?
Of course! You open the letter, and it says skeletons in bold letters at the top of a map. There's an arrow pointing to a cave.
I knew it! Another cave full of skeletons. When will the skeletons learn?
Learn what?
To exist. Not to exist. Stop existing, skeletons. Let's go make them stop existing.
I don't want to go.
Larry, why not? We've been waiting around looking at each other.
Well, why should we?
Because skeletons are an affront to society, and we are doing the world a service by killing them all.
Couldn't we do the tavern a service by just ordering drinks and not going to fight the skeletons?
Yes, that would serve the tavern, but it would not serve the world. Come on, get up.
Oh, okay. God, I was gonna go.
I don't want to hear it, young man. You zip your lip and you march your way to those skeletons, okay? We are killing skeletons today, and you are going to like killing skeletons.
God, fine.
All right, you guys go outside into the quaint medieval town. And there, standing before you, Mason, is a man with a thick patriarchal mustache. He makes eye contact with you and says, Mason,
Dad?
I've finally caught up to you.
You were looking for me?
Yes, ever since you ran away, I've had something I wanted to tell you, son.
Oh, well, I was in a hyperbolic time chamber for a really long time. How come you didn't find me when I was there?
Well, where is that? In the mountains? I already did that once. I'm not going back up there. I hate those guys. I burned every bridge.
Oh, they didn't mention that.
I'm 3 times the men any of those monks were. Listen, I came here to tell you something very urgent. Mason, look at me.
Okay.
Are you looking at me?
Yes.
Make eye contact when you're looking at me.
Okay, I'm making eye contact.
Mason, you'll never amount to anything. Okay, that's what I had to tell you.
But, Dad, you've been looking for me ever since I ran away from home just to tell me I wasn't going to amount to anything?
Yeah, I didn't want you to think I was going to change my mind or get sentimental or something like that. I kept thinking, oh God, what if my boy, while he's away from me, has forgotten how much I disrespect him?
Well, no, Dad, I didn't forget.
Yeah, you did. Look how shocked you are. You're like a gay kid.
Okay, first, I am not, and second of all, this is a different time, Dad. We can be gay kids if we want.
No, son of mine.
Well, again, no son of yours. Yes, I'm just saying, though, I can if I want. I could if I want to.
No.
Yes, Dad, would you just shut up and get out of my way, please? I'm gonna go kill some skeletons.
Oh, he's gonna go kill some skeletons to prove that he's not interested in other men.
That's not why I'm killing the skeletons!
Don't you lie to me. Well, I'm gonna prove I'm less interested in men than you are. I'm gonna go to that same cave, and I'm gonna kill all the skeletons before you kill them.
All right, Dad, I don't know why you're just, jeez.
I will!
Mason, your dad is weird.
Yeah, we don't get along.
He does have a healthy hate for skeletons, though.
Well, my family's got a lot of them in the closet, so.
Are they in the closet like they're gay skeletons? Or...
Okay, my dad has gotten in your head. Let's just drop everything that has to do with my dad. Forget he exists. All right, everyone, together. There is no dad.
Yeah, there's no dad.
Mason, I think you should respect your father.
Elvis's hate for skeletons does not come from a healthy place. It's a weird, maybe it's a homophobia thing. I don't actually know.
He's afraid of boning.
Okay.
Look, I just think that respecting your family is very, it's...
Yes, it's something a paladin would do.
It is, that and killing skeletons.
Okay, well.
A lady nervously approaches you guys. She kind of looks like she wants to talk to you.
Hello, miss. Can I help you?
Are you the adventurers?
Yeah, we are some of the adventurers.
She drops down on her knees.
Oh, please, sirs, I have the ovarian cancer. I am going to die. It's already in my bloodstream. I need help now. What is cancer?
Mason's dad runs up and he tackles this lady. He goes, hey! And he struggles with her. He fights her to the ground.
Hey, Dad, she just wants the paladin to heal her.
She's crazy. She escaped from the mental house. I recognize this lady.
Well, does she have cancer? Is that a disease?
It's a mental disease. She's very sick. Come on, come with me.
The lady fights. No, he is going to heal me. He is going to heal me of the cancer.
No, come on. A couple of other villagers run up, and they also try to help apprehend the lady.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's no problem. I can heal the woman. I am a paladin. Lay on hands. Instantly cured.
Mason's dad goes, no, listen. Then you guys feel a hand on your shoulder. You turn around, and it's Joachim, the Adventuring Guild leader. He says, don't worry, I've got this. I am so sorry, Mason. This lady, like your father says, she escaped from the mental facility. She actually has a, shall we say, allergy to magic. If you try to heal her, she will get very sick and die instantly.
Oh, wow, I have never heard of that, Joachim.
Yes, it's very rare, but very serious. You should not heal this woman. Here, come, let's walk. Let's talk about your next mission. I am glad I caught you.
So we shouldn't heal the lady?
No. She's fine. She has all the best help.
Okay. What do you need to talk about with our mission? Because it seems pretty straightforward. Go to cave, kill skeletons.
Yes, and you are expert skeleton killers, which is actually why I wanted to discuss with you. How did you get so good at killing skeletons? I would love for you to do a seminar and teach some of our other junior adventurers how to kill skeletons as well as you do.
You wanted to talk to us about this before we go on our mission? We could die in theory, right? You know that?
You will not die fighting these skeletons. I know. I have faith that you guys will come back soon. And the journey is going to give you time to think about how you want to do the seminar, right? So, that's why I tell you now, and why I look forward to you coming back as soon as possible. Now go kill your skeletons. Think about this proposal, okay?
Oh, well, sure, Joachim. I would love to teach other people how to kill skeletons.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye, have fun. And Joachim goes back inside. You look around and that lady has been dragged off. You're not sure where they dragged her off to, but they were really quick about it.
Where's my dad?
Gone, presumably with the lady.
What do you suppose all that was about?
The lady did mention something about a variance. What do you suppose that is?
Sounds like some kind of monster.
It's not a monster. Joachim said the lady was crazy.
Yes, because there's ovarians in her.
Well, I bet that Joachim would tell us if there was anything we had to worry about, right? That's what the Adventuring Guild does. It tells us where all the danger is and where the skeletons are.
Yes, and we have skeletons to kill now. It is the most important thing.
Right. Yeah.
So, off you guys go to the nearest cave of skeletons. It's within convenient walking distance. Actually, most of these caves are. There's a lot of limestone caves nearby here. It takes you a couple of days of fairly uneventful travel, and then there you are at the mouth of the cave. There's a little sign hammered there, looks freshly hammered in, that says, "Warning, keep out." The Adventuring Guild usually puts up those signs ahead of you.
Well, this must be the place.
Yep. So, do we prepare, or?
Are you kidding? We're skeleton slayers. We just walk in, open the door, and fight the next room full of skeletons.
Right, as we do.
It's so boring.
It is invigorating, and it's good for the heart.
If you say so.
What I said is that you should zip it, young man. Now come on, let's go and kill your skeletons. And there'll be no stopping for treats until you've killed them all. I could do with less lip.
You guys open the door and walk into the cave of skeletons. And there in the first room is in fact a very manageable number of skeletons. 4 skeletons.
All right, everyone, stand guard. Remember, skeletons can be dangerous despite the fact that they are usually not.
The skeleton's ready to attack, but you guys can go first.
I run up and I chop a skeleton. Cleave, skeleton.
All right, you run up and you chop that skeleton in half.
Ha! Have at thee, skeleton.
Okay, run up and just use all of my magical fist powers to punch the skeleton to pieces.
Kia! You punch the skeleton into tiny obliterated pieces.
All right, just walk up and shove the skeleton over.
Lowry bullies a skeleton. He shoves it into the dirt. One skeleton walks up to you, Elvis, and it swings its sword. It jabs at you. Ho-ho! Almost got me, but he misses.
Oh, you surly skeleton, you.
The other skeleton gets up and swings at you, Lowry, but Lowry, you easily step aside.
Jan, could you at least try?
And now the skeletons wait for your turn. Elvis.
Cleave, skeleton!
Another skeleton dies. Mason.
All magic power, punch! Skeleton dead!
The skeleton explodes! Wow! All the skeletons in this room are now dead. There is a closed door ahead of you. Dare you open it?
Whew, I don't know, guys. I kind of used a lot of my monk power right there. I feel like I could use, like an hour of rest.
Well, I did use 2 cleaves.
I hate this. This is why I never want to go killing skeletons.
How easy for you to say. None of your abilities require an hour of rest to replenish.
It's because I'm not an old man.
Excuse me, I am still plenty young. You'll see when you're my age that things are still great, even if you throw out your back sometimes.
So how about it? Hour of rest?
Yes, absolutely. 1 hour of rest.
Okay, and you guys rest for an hour in the first skeleton room.
Gotta restore those abilities.
Yep, you sure do. An hour passes. What next?
Well, I am ready to open yon door. Let us go, merry party.
You open the door, and there is another room of skeletons, a manageable number of them. It is good they didn't come through the door before, or otherwise there would have been a less manageable number of skeletons in one place.
Skeletons are evil, but good sports. Anyway, have at ye.
And on it goes. I assume you guys know the rest. You kill the skeletons, they pose basically no real threat to you, and every time you run out of resources, you stop for an hour and rest.
Yep, sounds right.
Gentlemen, are we not living our best lives? What could possibly be more fun?
Well-
Shut up, Lowry.
Why do you even ask?
Just a mere 12 hours in, and I think we have cleared most of this dungeon.
It's true. You now find yourself standing before 2 large doors.
Well, now would be the opportune time for a long rest. I say we sleep out in front of these doors for about 8 hours.
Yeah, 8 hours sounds good.
I just want to die.
Die on your own time, Lowry. We're fighting skeletons today.
Are we being paid hourly? Why do we have to drag this out?
As you know, I cast a few spells. To recover my spells, I must sleep for 8 hours.
Oh, God.
It's very strict, Lowry. I didn't make the magic rules.
It's just gonna be a big skeleton.
All the same.
Well, you guys set up camp, and you sleep for 8 hours, taking shifts, of course, so that you don't get ambushed. The time passes. You awake feeling refreshed, and all of your magical abilities are restored.
Yes, good. I feel ready to kill a boss skeleton. Everyone ready?
There's just 5 more minutes.
Larry, get up!
Oh my god, first you want to rest, then you want to go fight skeletons? Make up your mind.
I throw open the doors.
You throw open the doors, and you see a big skeleton in heavy armor. He's wielding a great sword. He's holding it just over Mason's father. Mason's father looks at you guys, and he says, Mason! Oh, thank God. I'm nearly dead, son, but I had to tell you something before I died.
Dad?
Yes, I told you I was going to try and kill skeletons ahead of you to prove I was better than you.
But how'd you get ahead of us?
I passed you at some point during one of your rests.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But listen, I have to tell you something important.
Is it that I'm not going to amount to anything? Because you know what? That little voice is in the back of my head. I really don't need that from someone else.
No!
Okay, is it about sexuality? Because I don't need your help there.
No! Well, kind of. Listen, son. The real truth is, I actually have kind of a heart of gold.
No, you don't.
Yes, I felt so bad about that lady with the mental illness, and I hate skeletons, but I don't hate skeletons for good reasons.
See, I told you.
You did, I suppose.
You see, I once fell in love with a skeleton, but it was a male skeleton, and that sent me into spiraling self-doubt. I wondered, can a man love a man skeleton?
How could you tell the difference between a woman skeleton?
Well, there's a couple of subtle differences.
Yes, but just at a glance. I mean, I usually don't know what I'm killing.
Well, there's some personal differences, too. Listen, I figured out it was a male skeleton, and boy, it threw me for a loop, and I swore I'd kill skeletons until I could feel cleansed of my sins that I felt that I carried. It's only now, facing death, that I realize I was wrong. Wrong about skeletons, wrong about gay love, and wrong about you, Mason. Wrong about you.
Wrong that I was gay?
I guess. I'm a terrible father. I have no idea what you're doing with your love life. I meant wrong about you never amounting to anything. You will! Just don't fall into my same trap, son. Don't let hatred be the reason you kill skeletons. Kill skeletons because you choose love and life. And then the skeleton warrior stabs him. I'm dead. And your dad lies down flat on the ground. He's bleeding to death. He's dead.
Hey! That was my dad. I think I was
They were reconciling their differences, you fiendish skeleton!
The skeleton says nothing, for it has no vocal cords.
Wait a minute, are you the skeleton he fell in love with? Was that what's going on? Is this a lover's quarrel?
Your dad has added a layer of confusion to all of our adventure.
Well, at least that makes this skeleton important, though. I mean, he was my dad's... Are you my dad's lover?
The skeleton nods.
Okay, so this is the skeleton, right?
Well, he killed your father, so... I believe there's a moral here.
That love...
Never trust a skeleton!
Right.
Suddenly, awkwardly, the skeleton turns to its side. It's not paying attention to you guys anymore. It puts up its hands and it shakes its head no. Then you hear a crack, like a firecracker or something from somewhere deeper in the cave. The skeleton falls to pieces. You hear a kunk, ka-chunk, and then a piece of the rock wall slides away. A man in a black hat, wearing a black sweatshirt and black pants, steps out. A dead body slides out in front of him. The corpse is similarly dressed in all black. He's holding a little device in his hands, and he looks up and says, "Sorry to be brusque, but we've got to go." Mason, your dad, rolls over, sits up, and yells, "Who the heck are you?" So Mason, there's your dad, sitting up, perfectly alive.
Dad?
Oh, it's a miracle. I guess I wasn't stabbed fatally after all. Love prevails.
But I saw the skeleton stab you through the chest. There's blood everywhere.
The guy at the doorway points his contraption at your dad and then pulls the trigger. Pew, pew, pew! Twice in the chest, once in the head. Your dad hits the floor with a wet thud. Dead for sure this time.
Hey, whoa! My dad was just turning a corner. He kind of deserved that.
Have at ye, vile father slayer! Ah! Run up and attack!
You close the distance, and the guy leaps backwards away from the swing of the sword. Then he quickly throws his weapon on the ground and puts his hands up, and he says, I'm unarmed. You're a paladin, right? Wouldn't be ethical to kill an unarmed opponent.
Well, What? You can't do that.
Look, I'm sorry to make such a dramatic appearance, but I'm not here as an enemy.
You killed Mason's father!
Well, let's not write him off as a bad guy just for that.
Yeah, killing parents is pretty cool, actually.
Shut up, Lowry. I mean, my dad in particular had problems.
I suppose he was dating a skeleton. All right, you're lucky I didn't cleave you in two. You've got 1 minute to explain.
The guy shrugs and says, by my calculations, we've got less than that. Come along, I'll explain on the way as well as I can.
Hold on. No.
Yeah, that's right. We don't go anywhere with father killers, virtuous or not.
All right, I think I see the problem. My name is Max Samuel, and that is not your father.
Well, then who is it?
An actor, if you couldn't tell by how well he played dead.
Was the skeleton an actor?
Yes, indeed. If you'll come with me, I'll introduce you. Max heads down the hallway. It's got kind of an industrial look to it, a lot of scaffolding. Then he takes a right and he's gone.
Did he leave his gun?
He did. You pick it up off the ground, and actually it's not a gun. It looks like a magic wand that's been sawn in half and then put in a tiny little crossbow.
Oh, cool. Pull the trigger.
You hold the gun straight up in the air and pull the trigger. Pew! It fires off a little bolt of energy.
Oh, guys, it's a wand crossbow.
How's that better than a regular wand?
Well, it's got little sights on the front so you can see where you're aiming better.
Oh, that is cool. Let me see.
Maxwell pokes his head around the corner. Are you coming?
Oh, sorry, you left your thing.
Ah, yes, my gun. Toss it here. Actually, don't toss it. Let me get it from you. He walks up and collects his gun. Now, come on, like I said, we've got less than a minute. Let's go.
Less than a minute to what?
To escape. He heads down the hallway again.
Okay, follow.
The hallway leads into a room where you see a stage and a crystal ball. On the crystal ball, it looks like they were watching the room that you were just in. There's a man dressed as a skeleton on the stage. He's been shot. There's a few other bodies laying around, but Max points at that one in particular. There's your skeleton lord, the one who supposedly loved your father, who, again, is not your father.
Aha! A vile necromancer! I knew someone was responsible for the skeletons.
Well, necromancy, no. More like remote animation.
Pretending to summon skeletons?
Then who is the guy who's supposed to be my dad?
I believe his name was Jerry Malkovich.
Who's Jerry Malkovich?
The actor who played your father.
Well, why did they hire Jerry Malkovich to impersonate my dad? And then make him say all those things about being in gay love with a skeleton.
They're nothing but filthy skeleton cultists, Mason. They would stoop to any level.
Classic gay dad loves a skeleton scam. I've seen it run 100 times.
Larry, no, you have not.
I have thought about running it myself.
All wrong, not a cult. Come on, we have to keep going. To the exit.
No, I want answers. Who is Jerry Malkovich?
Just an actor. Come on, I can't explain now. We have to move.
Did you kill all these people?
They're cultists, Mason. It's fine.
Is it though?
If they were summoning skeletons, they are, by definition, evil.
By definition.
Yes, definitionally.
Definitionally, we are running out of time if we are not already in trouble. Max cracks open a door and he looks through it. The coast is clear right now. Come on. I can explain once we're out of here. We just need to get to the shoreline.
In trouble with what? The skeleton lords?
No, believe me, there's worse things than skeletons. It looks like it's clear. Come on. Everybody through. He opens up the door. It looks like it leads into some kind of storage space.
How big of skeletons is the trouble? Are we talking big skeletons or like a tiny swarm of skeletons?
A tiny swarm?
A swarm of deadly bees, for example. You know, they have exoskeletons.
No, I'm worried more about guards.
Ah, skeleton guards. Yes, I have stabbed many of those. I go through the door.
You go through the door. It looks like a limestone cave that's been converted over to storage space. The ceilings are high and they're held up by steel trusses, which must have been really expensive. There's boxes in neat rows, and at the far end there's a door for people and a garage door. The people door is made out of wood, but the garage door appears to be made out of steel.
Pry open a box.
Lowry sticks his knife under a box and begins to pry it open. Max says, Wait, what are you doing? Come on.
There's loot here, I know it.
Boom! The front doors are violently shoved open. 6 guys dressed like town guard run in, except they're carrying long wands on crossbows. Similar to the contraption that Max had, only these look a lot beefier. Oh, darn it, they've made us! Max grabs you guys and he pulls you down. The guards yell, This is the town guard! Throw down your weapons and we can talk!
Ah, shoot, it's the town guard. Hey, my hands are deadly weapons. What do you want me to do with those?
The guards go, Which one is that? Is that Mason? Yeah, he's the monk. Yeah, Mason. Your dad used to be a real problem with the town guard. We thought you'd be better.
What the heck? How do these guys know my dad?
Max says, Mason, these guys are not your friends. You've been deceived at every corner. We need to fight our way out.
But
They're town guard. It's okay. We're laying down our weapons. We surrender.
Wait. Listen. They're in league with the skeletons.
The skeletons?
Yes. Every single one of them takes orders from a skeleton disguised as a man. It has draped itself in human flesh.
No.
Yes.
What sorcery?
Not a single one of them is trusted. In fact, they are skeletons wrapped in flesh golems.
Skeletons disguised as people?
I didn't believe it myself the first time I was told.
How can
Listen.
How can you tell?
If we don't defeat them, they're going to kill us all. All right? This is your true test, the true skeleton battle.
Are you from the Adventuring Guild?
Yes. I wasn't supposed to blow my cover, but you are so sharp.
Ah, well, you should have said from the beginning. We can always trust the Adventuring Guild. You won't deceive us, skeletons! I will never lay down my weapons!
I would have liked the element of surprise.
Yeah, I could have surrendered, been like, oh, I'm unarmed.
One of the guards goes, oh, shoot, I think we've lost him. He grabs his collar and he goes, We've lost control. What do we do? All right, proceeding. And the guys fan out. So to set this scene really quick, you guys are behind a single pillar of boxes. There's several rows of boxes on either side of you. You would have to run straight down this row to get to those guys on the other side. 2 of the town guards stack up on either side of the boxes and start shooting down the aisle. Pew, 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 pew. You guys are effectively pinned. However, I've been seeing Lowry waving his hand and motioning at me for a while now.
Yeah, I left the group while they were talking. I have been sneaking around the boxes trying to get closer to the guards.
The guards have fanned out and 2 of them are heading down the aisles together. Lowry, give me a stealth roll. All right, they pass right by you. They don't even see you.
Leap out and sneak attack one of the guards.
You leap out, and with a quick swish of the knife, whoosh, you decapitate this guy. Just cut his whole head clean off. Boop! Rolls off of his shoulders and hits the floor. The other guard turns around and goes, ah! And combat begins. Lowry, you get to go again.
Stab the other guy.
You run up and you ice pick the other guy. He throws his arm out in the way and gets stabbed in the arm. And he stumbles backwards. He pulls the trigger on his gun, but you shove the muzzle away from your face. He fires up into the ceiling. Elvis, you're up.
Leap out into the aisle and run straight for one of the guys shooting at us.
You run into the suppressing fire. Pang, 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 pang. Shots punch through your armor. You're gonna take 8 body 2 times.
But no stun on this, right?
Yep, you are D&D characters. No stun. Just tons and tons of health points. You do not fall unconscious until you are dead.
Well then never mind. I don't even feel it. I'm coming for you.
All right, you run down the aisle. You reach the guy.
Leaping chop, religious cleave.
You summon radiant power into your sword and then cleave down on the man, and he explodes, evaporating into fire. Mason, you're next.
I guess leap out and run straight down the other aisle.
All right, you do some crazy parkour stuff, leaping across the boxes. You don't get hit by a single shot.
I am unarmed! Flying punch!
All right, you bake some magic punch power into that, I see. You punch straight through the man's chest.
Ugh.
Then it's their turn. Lowry, the guard fighting you, retreats. He runs back to the position that he was just at, only to see Mason and Elvis there and no friends. He grabs a little wooden cylinder attached to his chest, pulls it off, and then chucks it at you guys. It lands on the floor in front of you. Max ducks into the boxes and hides. The other 2 guys who are sweeping around from the other side realize you're not there anymore. They look ahead and see you down the aisle. The 2 of them open fire at once. Pew, 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 pew. Mason, you're gonna take 7 damage 3 times.
Hey.
Then the wooden cylinder explodes. Padoom! It's a fireball in a can. Elvis and Mason take 10 damage.
I am almost dead.
Lowry, you're up again.
Throw my knife down the aisle at the guy that threw the grenade.
You chuck that knife. Boom. Sticks in the guy's head and he goes down. Elvis, you're up.
Priestly touching! Heal Mason!
You run over and give Mason a healing hug.
Thanks, buddy.
Mason!
Okay, charge down the aisle, clothesline both guards at once.
You fly down that aisle, putting a bit of monk magic in your shoulder, and ba-boom, ba-boom! You may as well be a truck. You send these guys flying. They land away from you in a crumpled heap. It doesn't look like they're getting up.
Whew. Well, I used a few abilities. I definitely need an hour rest.
Yep, me too. That was all of my healing ability.
Oh my god, not again.
Max climbs out from behind the boxes. That was great, guys, but we do not have an hour to rest. Come on, we have to keep going. Outside, though, maybe you should go first.
But we need to recover our abilities.
Listen, did you think that was bad? That was just 6 guys. There'll be 100 of them if we wait. We have to move.
100? But how are we going to defeat that many of them? I nearly died from 6 meat skeletons.
Meat skeletons?
Yes, Lowry, those guards are meat skeletons. Isn't that why you killed them?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I
Because-
could tell by the seams in their neck, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, well, you're very observant.
Max picks up one of the guns and he throws it to you, Elvis. Here, you should be able to use this.
I've never seen a contraption like this in my life.
To you, it should be the same as operating a crossbow.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense.
It can't run out of ammunition, but if you fire it too often, you will have to let it recharge for a few minutes, so do be sparing.
What about me? Can I have one?
I don't believe you'll know how to use it.
Well, how does Elvis know how to use it, but I don't know how?
Well, let's at least loot the bodies, grab the guns, take off the armor, see what's in their pockets.
Again, time is of the essence. I would rather you not, and it would be better if we traveled light. Come on. Max checks out the front door, then heads outside.
Well, are we just gonna leave this stuff?
Aim down the sights of a gun and try to shoot the middle of a faraway box.
Pew pew pew! It kicks back and feels awkward. You miss your shot.
Well, let me try.
Pew 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 pew! You blast a hole through that box. Feels like riding a bike to you.
But why?
Obviously, they didn't train you to use crossbows in the mountains.
But the only weapon I've ever seen Elvis use is a sword.
Well, some of us just have an intuitive knowledge of weapons, Mason.
Some of us have a direct connection to God.
That as well.
Max checks in again. Hello? Time is of the essence. Are you satisfied testing the weapons?
Yes, I would like to reiterate I am dying. I need to rest for 1 hour.
No, the coast is clear, and I'd like it to stay clear. Come on. There's a truck back here with some supplies.
All right, head out.
You exit the cave and are now at the mouth of a cave. As promised, there's what looks like a steel carriage parked outside. Max opens up the back, rummages around, and pulls out a backpack. All right, I've got enough rations and camping gear to last us for a few days. We've got a bit of a hike on us, and our enemies will be pursuing us the entire way.
Well, we should head back to town and tell the Adventuring Guild about this.
No, I'm afraid they've been compromised.
Compromised? That's impossible.
The guild leader is one of the skeletons. He has been since the very beginning.
No.
Joachim?
I knew there was something weird about that guy.
Absolutely. Think about it. Who sent you here? It was Joachim, wasn't it?
Well, actually, it was a receptionist with a letter.
Yes, but who gives the marching orders? You've been deceived again.
I just don't see what they gain. What's the angle?
You do at least believe me on the deception, though, don't you?
Well, yes, I mean, we're being bamboozled. Clearly, there's an entire back room and all this.
So, you could give them second chances.
Well, they're the Adventuring Guild. We absolutely should. How will we know where to go without them to tell us?
Ah, but didn't you say that you should never trust a skeleton?
By Jove, I can't argue with that logic.
Yes, well. Max climbs into the front seat of the truck, pulls out a little glass marble, and puts it into a slot in the truck. The truck roars to life, emitting a faint blue light as it does so. This is clearly some kind of magic. Max grabs a quill and begins writing something on the dashboard of the truck, then he climbs down. The truck backs up, and then drives away by itself. That'll be the first thing they chase, should get them after their own tails for a while. As for us, we're going through the woods.
Have we ever seen anything like that truck before?
Nope, never in your lives. The technology you're familiar with is close to Renaissance at best.
What was that? And shouldn't we be riding it? Look how fast it is.
It may look fast, but the skeletons have faster vehicles. Aerial vehicles.
You don't mean they have a dragon lich?
Well, that would be intimidating, but no. Max begins marching clear into the woods.
Well, what kind of flying contraption do they have? What does it do?
You know, I don't know the technical specifics. It's not really my area of expertise.
Okay, who are you, Max, and what is your area of expertise?
Well, like I said, I'm from the Adventuring Guild. Adventure always did appeal to me. I like the idea of a good fight, a bit of a challenge. Quite inspired by yourselves, in fact, which is why I volunteered for this mission.
From the Adventuring Guild, right? A mission from the Adventuring Guild.
Yes, an Adventuring Guild. Sort of a resistance, if you will. You see, I'm from an Adventuring Guild that is currently fighting the Skeleton King.
The Skeleton King. I thought he was only legend.
Yeah, the skeletons don't seem to have much of an organizational hierarchy.
Well, the skeletons here on this little island don't, but the ones abroad certainly do.
Oh, so he's the Skeleton King of a different nation.
Yes, I believe that's accurate.
So you're fans of us?
Ever since I was just a boy, yes.
Okay, back up, because we have not been adventuring for that long.
Max turns around and looks at you. He's walking backwards. Not you per se. I suppose the general field of adventuring is what I've been a fan of since I was a child, though I never much went in for the homelessness, or the lack of family. I've got a flat back in my home country, and a wife. Just one son, 7 years old. He's doing well in school.
We're not homeless.
Yeah, we live in the Adventuring Guild.
Oh? Which room number?
Paul, which room do we live in?
Funniest thing, you can't seem to recall.
Well, I'm sure that we live somewhere in the Adventuring Guild. They have rooms for us.
Yeah, and I've got family. My dad.
And when's the last time you ever saw your father when he wasn't an actor?
Well, years ago I ran away from home.
Logical, I suppose. And how about you, Elvis? Where's your family?
They were all killed by skeletons. It was a tragic series of days.
And Lowry? Well, there you go. No homes, no family, no one to tie you down. Some would say that kind of thing is liberating. You're free to go anywhere at any time, for as long as you want. But personally, I think having an anchor really gives you motive. I mean, it's my country. I care about it. My wife is there. I want a better life for her. So I do what needs to be done to protect my nation and make it a better place.
I'm avenging my dead family.
I know. I've actually been setting this up for quite a while. And your group is simply an open book. You walk into a place and basically announce to everyone who your family is, why you're here, what you're doing.
Hey, don't knock cathartic venting. It feels good.
Do you ever think it's weird how everything is in a nice enclosed space, and you can walk there and take your rests and nothing ever really seems to get the better of you?
Well, that's because the Adventuring Guild curates everything. They scout it out and they let us know where stuff is.
Well, if I were the leader of a bunch of skeletons, I'd go on the attack. I'd defend myself proactively. I wouldn't wait for a small group of crack soldiers to come to me.
Well, that's the difference between humanity and skeletons. Skeletons are incredibly stupid.
Maybe. You guys hear a rumbling. It sounds like it's coming from overhead. A carriage with spinning blades attached to it flies by. Max freezes. He waits, but the carriage doesn't come back. I don't think they spotted us. Avoid clearings. Try not to be seen by one of those things.
What was that?
A helicopter. It's scouting for us. If they spot us, we'll be surrounded from all angles.
Does skeletons have that kind of device?
Oh, in the home nation of the Skeleton King, they've got more than that. They've got battleships, crawling war machines, more trucks like the one that you just saw. It's terrible. The world needs your help more than anything. But first thing, we've got to get you all off this island.
But how have we never heard of all this?
Because the skeletons have you right where they want you. Max leads you guys traipsing through the woods. Eventually he finds a creek, he walks down into it and begins splashing through it. They're liable to send dogs after us. If we walk through the water, it will help hide our scent.
Fall behind a little bit, walk up next to Elvis and try to talk below the sound of the creek. Okay, Elvis, do we really trust this guy?
Personally, no. He seems like a quest giver, but he's opened my eyes to the possibility that anyone could be a skeleton disguised as a man. How do we know that he's not a skeleton pretending to be a regular person?
What if we're the only ones without skeletons?
Precisely. What if we're the only ones without skeletons?
What if your sword is always glowing blue because there's always been a skeleton in the group?
Lowry, that level of paranoia has dawned on me. You could be a skeleton. Mason could be a skeleton. I could even be a skeleton and not know it. I might turn on you, gentlemen, and not even want to. The skeletons are clearly capable beyond my wildest imagination.
Well, the thing we might have to ask ourselves is, what do the skeletons have to gain?
An advantage over us. A spy among our group would thwart us completely.
Right, I mean, like, maybe let's not focus so much on us, but think about context?
The C word?
Yeah, like, why are we fighting skeletons?
Because they rattle with evil energy, and they can play their ribs like a xylophone. It's the devil's music.
Also, I'm pretty sure they're animated by pure evil.
Well, here's what doesn't add up about that. Max first told us that the skeletons were animated remotely by, I guess, a wizard, and then he told us that we were being attacked by skeletons, so which is it?
I see no reason why skeletons couldn't animate other skeletons remotely.
I suppose. But, like, have we ever asked why the skeletons are in the caves and stuff?
Mason, you can't just ask people for context. That's rude.
Well, what do skeletons want? They live in a cave, they don't need food, they don't need water, they're clearly not trying to acquire land, they don't have... I guess they loved my dad, in theory, so maybe they'd fight over romantic jealousy.
They fight for nothing but pure evil, Mason. Pure evil.
Okay, but what is evil?
Having no skin and muscle, for one.
Okay, but the skeletons that are disguised as men, they actually have muscle and...
No, they do not. They are wearing muscle, but they don't really use it.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to understand the thought process of our enemies, because otherwise we'll have no idea what Max over there is trying to accomplish.
Well, look, Mason, I appreciate what you're doing, but I have to warn you, if you start going down that road of asking what is evil and are skeletons evil, pretty soon you'll be down a slippery slope of wondering, are skeletons really evil? Is this work necessary? Is evil and good not a man-made concept or something? And the answer is no! It was made by the gods and foisted upon us as a job. When we die and go to our heaven, the gods will look at our timesheets and see whether or not we fought skeletons. If we didn't, they'll say, wow, you are really tardy on this, and I guess we'll be punished.
What is that, in your holy books? The anti-skeleton church?
I don't really go to church very often. I have kind of more of a personal relationship with my God. I did read the books once.
Okay, at the bottom line, let's just try and use Occam's razor to figure out how we fit into all this.
Occam's razor. Well, everything I currently believe is true. Ergo, I am operating with Occam's razor.
Okay, all right. Okay, Lowry, I'm not making any progress with Elvis, so maybe you and I...
Shove it up your butt.
Okay.
Just up your butt.
Well, you know what? The next time you and Elvis get in a fight, see if I come to help you.
Max has you guys walking for another couple of hours. The sun sets.
Hey, Max, we gotta stop or we're gonna trip over something in the dark.
No, we have to keep going. We should be almost there. He pushes on for about 10 more minutes, and then you emerge from the trees and see a little town down below. But none of the lights are on. No smoke is rising from the smokestacks. It looks completely abandoned. But yet it's still clean and cared for, as though there have been people here recently.
Wait a minute, Max. I smell a skeletal ambush.
I hope the opposite. You see, the people who lived here never really were.
What, like ghosts?
Skeletal ghosts.
No, as in actors, like the one who played your dad.
Actors? To be an entire village?
Oh, no, no. Can you believe how expensive would that be? No. Just actors to follow you around and make you feel like the village is populated.
Okay, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Why?
Mason!
No, why? Why are they doing that?
Mason, do we have to have this conversation? I am so sorry, Max. You do not have to show Mason your context if you don't want to. Everyone's context is private and their own.
No. It's quite all right. You know what? Let's get situated in. I've got some supplies in the basement of one of those houses. We'll get down there and I'll tell you what it is I can.
Okay, well, finally. See, Elvis, some people are cool with showing each other their context.
Well, some of us have dignity.
Max leads you into town by moonlight. He gets out a pair of keys, unlocks one of the doors, and then goes inside. He heads straight to the basement. He shuts the door behind him. Then he pulls out a box. There's a lantern inside, some food, some sleeping bags.
Did you pack any cheese?
No cheese, I'm afraid. Just some non-perishables.
Oh, you're killing me.
Would you prefer to live on wild grass seeds?
No, I don't want to eat wild grass seeds.
Then you eat whatever Mr. Max packed for you and you be happy.
What did he pack?
Hardtack and a tin of peanut butter.
Maybe I will take the grass seeds.
Well, try the peanut butter on the hardtack. It's good.
All right, Max. You said you'd show us your context. I want to see it.
All right, that's fair.
Cover my eyes.
The three of you are heroes.
Yeah, duh.
I mean far above and beyond what you've been told. You're chosen heroes. Destined heroes. Movers and shakers of the earth. Sons of prophecy.
Okay, so why are skeletons pretending to be people?
Well, to keep you here, ignorant of your true destiny.
Which is...
To move and shake the earth, to defeat the skeleton king.
How is this prophecy determined? And also, I'm sorry for peeking. I had to see.
Well, it's more of a reincarnation kind of thing. You see, every time... No, let me back up. You've appeared numerous times throughout history. Back during the tyrannical reign of Ramhushap III, you stabbed him in the face.
Oh my.
Yes, and when King Theocles tried to enslave the North Terraces, you stabbed him in the thigh, and then the face.
Oh.
And one time, when the great Khan of Buka threatened the South, you challenged him to a duel, which he lost, and then you stabbed him in the face.
Seems like we do a lot of stabbing.
Historically significant stabbing, don't downplay it.
Do we ever invent anything or, build a nation?
Well, sometimes when you stab someone, a king would take over.
Well, that's kinda like building.
Well, I mean, you didn't establish a tax base, but you made way for the new king.
So the skeletons built an island to stop us from stabbing royalty?
Yes, because the duplicitous skeletons now themselves have a king, and they fear he will be stabbed because he is the most tyrannical and wicked of them all.
Well, obviously, I would stab the skeleton king first.
Precisely. He resides now in eastern Turkanislakistov. I represent the interest of western Turkanislakistov, who has been battling their foul darkness for years.
So you want us to kill the leader of eastern Turkanislakistov for western Turkanislakistov?
Yes.
Well, those skeletons have really gone too far now. To think that they've been blocking our destiny as
Political assassins?
heroes for however long they've been doing it.
Since you arrived on this island, friend.
I don't even know when that was.
Exactly. But once we get you dropped off in eastern Turkanislakistov, all will become clear and your destiny will reveal itself.
Hey, Paul, during this conversation, I would have liked to fade back into the shadows and then vanish. I want to go upstairs.
All right, what do you do when you're up there?
I'm going to go outside and look for a general store. I'm going to see if I can't steal everything that's there.
Okay. You go out and you're looking around for a general store. Eventually you run into one. The lock is easy enough for you to pick. You get in there and there's cash in the register. You steal that as well as what?
As many peanuts as I can stuff in my pockets.
As many peanuts as you can stuff in your pockets.
Ah, man, I love peanuts.
Then you hear voices outside. Sounds like a couple of people talking.
Oh, shoot. Go in the back room. Go out the back way.
You go to the back, quickly Jimmy open the lock, and let yourself out the back way. What now?
Climb up the rain gutter, get on the roof. Look out.
Looks like a small group of town guard, and they've got dogs. They're just having a casual chat at the moment. You think we're going to find them out here? I don't know. But then their dog pulls on the leash towards the general store you were just in. Hey, Rob, the door's unlocked. They open it up and they go inside.
Shoot, hop down. Run back to our hideout.
All right, you run back to the hideout.
Stop at the front door. Quietly let myself in. Lock the door behind me. Go back downstairs. Sneak back in, right at the end of the conversation.
You sneak back in and you sit down next to Mason. No one even noticed you were gone. Mason, where's this conversation at?
He is just using us to kill some other nation's king.
Yes, a skeleton king, whose rule I do not recognize as
A
valid.
skeleton king who conveniently looks like a normal flesh and blood person.
They're duplicitous! Duplicitous, that was the word used!
Ah, yes, very duplicitous.
Oh yeah, because we're trusting you.
Hey guys.
What, Lowry?
Hypothetical.
Wait, where'd you get those peanuts?
Nowhere. But hypothetically, suppose I went outside and I saw some guards with a guard dog and they caught my scent. How much trouble would we be in?
Oh my god, man. Please tell me that you ran rooftop to rooftop like a good rogue.
Are you kidding, man? Do you have any idea how bad that would be for my ankles?
Oh, darn the luck. All right. He starts to gather up all the things. Okay, get everything. There's no time for rest now.
But Max, we can't go out and battle. We have to rest for a full hour or possibly 8 hours for me to recover my abilities.
We'll be surrounded and dead in minutes if they find us. Come on.
But Max, I am almost dead. I wish to fight skeletons as much
We
as
are
the next
not
man.
going to fight them. Come on. Max opens up a crate. There appears to be something like a small grandfather clock inside. Max turns a key on it, and it starts to tick. He says, that ought to buy us some time. All right, let's go.
Are we at least bringing the hardtack and peanut butter?
I got it.
Thank you, Mason. This is why we are a team.
Uh-huh.
You guys go upstairs and head outside. You can hear barking in the distance. Looks like there's some lights on the edge of town. On the horizon, you see a light in the sky coming towards you.
Hey, Max, I'm not going to owe responsibility, but I'm really sorry for this.
No, it's fine. They were going to probably search the whole area. This is good. We've got a chance to escape now. Come on. We're making a beeline for the docks. The water is nearby. We just have to get there.
And then what, swim?
Behind you, ba-boom! The house you were just in explodes into a giant fireball. Flaming debris rains down.
Oh my god, Max!
We were just in there.
We were just in there!
Max.
Weren't expecting that, were they?
We were in that dangerous house!
Not to worry, it was a bomb. It's intentional.
But why?
Because they'll spend a few minutes searching the area, disoriented by the fire and the smoke. Believe me, a few minutes may be the entire difference. There's only just barely enough moonlight to see by. Max takes you off the road and runs you through the woods nearby. Several vehicles pass, their lights illuminating the area. They don't spot you, luckily. You keep running, you feel like your lungs are going to bleed, and then finally you hit the water. Alright, we're almost there, just this way. Max leads you along the coast until you get to a dock. It's small and it's empty.
Okay, now what, Max? There's nothing here.
We swim. I begin to take off my armor.
No, I've got something much better. He gets down on his stomach, he grabs a rope, and he pulls out what looks like kind of a small torpedo. It's got little fins on the side and propeller blades on the back. You have no idea what it took to get it here. It's a submarine. It goes under the water. They'll be looking for us on the surface for days, probably, but they won't see us.
Well, how do we get in?
There's a hatch on the top. It's going to be a little cramped, so everyone will have to lay down. I have to be in the front, so if you please, how about Lowry, Mason, and then Elvis? And Elvis, I will sit in your lap and drive us.
It goes under the water?
Yes, but I assure you, perfectly safe, airtight. He bangs on it. Bong bong.
If it's airtight, how do we breathe?
Oh, there's an oxygen tank on the inside. It'll last us for long enough to get across the channel. There's a little extra just in case of emergency. Like, for example, crossing the channel at night. Wasn't the ideal condition, but we'll make do.
Well, what if it sinks?
Then you'll die.
Well, at least you're honest.
Please, if these are your options, we can get on the submarine, or we can stay here and be killed by the locals.
All right, now, listen. I just want to point out that we weren't going to be killed by the locals until you showed up, Max.
I am sorry for that, Mason. Truly, I am. But now is not the time to have this discussion, because it really is life or death right in the moment.
So it seems. Let's discuss this later, Mason.
Fine. But this doesn't mean we're signing up for an assassination. You hear me?
We'll get you to shore on the other side, and we'll discuss it there.
Whatever. All right, Lowry, you go ahead.
I'm already in.
What, are you? Oh, okay, I'm coming.
Ow, watch it, you're pinching.
Well, it's really cramped, Max. There's no arm room.
Yes, bit of a problem of the stealthy design. There's basically no people room, honestly.
How long are we going to be like this?
Few hours. You might get your rest then.
I doubt it.
I cannot rest in my armor, Max. Can I take it off before I get in?
If you take it off, it has to stay behind, and you know what? Actually, go ahead, take it off.
It will take me an hour to remove my armor.
Never mind. Go ahead and sit down in the torpedo.
Well, if you insist.
Ow, 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 ow. Okay, that stuff weighs like 80 pounds.
It also doesn't really fit. I'm as uncomfortable as I've ever been.
You guys are squishing me, I can't breathe.
Yeah, sit forward, Elvis.
All right, I'm coming in. Max scrunches in, his legs are bunched up and bent. It is terrible. You guys are packed in like sardines.
How many hours? How long is the channel crossing?
Oh, well, our landing site is about 3.
3 hours?
Yes, well, no one said that life was, comfortable.
Oh, I would love to just be in Skeleton Fantasy Island. That would be so much better.
Well, can't put the genie back in the bottle, as they say. All right, here we go. You hear a thrum, and then you feel motion. Most of you can't see very well, but there is a little glass window up in the front that Max appears to be looking out of. It's pretty much pitch black, so it's hard to say how he's navigating. There are a few devices over there, such as a compass, looks like navigator's tools. All right, I'm going to take it slow. Once we get into the current, it should take us most of the way. So if anyone's a real big fan of meditation, I would go ahead and start meditating now, because it's all you've got to do.
Lean back and put my face close to Elvis so no one else can hear me.
All right, it's not difficult. You're practically pressed up into his face as it is.
Watch it, your hair is poking me in the eye.
Hey, Larry, you got a real problem with the man, don't you?
Who, Elvis? Yeah, you bet I do.
Nah. I mean, the man. The guy telling you what to do, the guy with control.
Yeah, Elvis? Yes.
It's not Elvis right now.
Well, it's definitely not me, and it's definitely not you.
It's Max.
Kinda.
Look, I'm starting to think maybe you're right. Authority, bad.
Yeah, it is.
Very bad.
Always has been. I do what I want.
You get me?
So what, you want me to, give him the old... Yeah.
Would you, if we had to?
I'll do it right now if you want.
He's driving. Let's not do that right now.
Okay, just say the word. Actually, maybe it's better if you don't. I wink.
Actually, let's have a code word.
You would have plausible deniability if you didn't know when I was going to do it.
Yeah. Still, though, I'd like to have a code word. Like I'll say oatmeal, and then you'll know it's time.
Oatmeal?
Yeah, oatmeal.
What if we have oatmeal for breakfast?
Well, then don't kill someone if we talk about oatmeal during breakfast, okay? If I say oatmeal and we're not eating oatmeal.
So what, am I not supposed to take the oatmeal with me? You know that I like oatmeal. I might have some oatmeal for lunch, keep the leftovers.
How about Blue Jay?
Why are you using these really mundane words? What if you see a blue jay?
Fine, you make one up.
How about, Jabberwock?
Am I supposed to just drop Jabberwock into a casual conversation?
Yeah, be like, hey Max, have you ever seen that poem about the Jabberwock?
Okay, fine, alright. I'll ask Max if he's seen the poem about the Jabberwock, okay? And then that's the signal. Then you give him the...
I prefer to call it the
Why is it the I mean, it's a stabbing. It's more like a...
Well, because I do it a lot, so it's kind of Sometimes wish that I could do more elaborate murders, but you just so...
Okay, forget it. Alright. The code word is Jabberwock.
What are you guys mumbling about back there?
Oh, we're just talking about each other's context. Backstories and stuff.
Okay, never mind. I don't want to hear it.
Your submarine putters along through the night. Hours passed. The trip is restless and uncomfortable. Mason, Elvis's armor is cutting off the blood to your leg.
Oh, ow, my leg's asleep.
Sorry, let me move.
Okay, something is poking me. Something is jabbing me.
That would probably be the jabbers on my armor.
Okay, don't move. Just leave it.
You feel the submarine come to a halt. It bumps up on the shore. You feel the bottom scrape. Whew. It was quite a ride, but we're finally there. The submarine rises. Max opens the hatch and then climbs out. Okay, everybody out. He reaches down and helps you guys up.
Well, thankfully, that counts as a rest. I'm no longer nearly dead. All of my wounds are healed and the bullets have been ejected from my body.
Good to hear, friend.
I can't feel my legs.
I slept through that whole trip. Mason was all warm and cozy. It was actually pretty nice.
All right, Elvis, we're going to need to get that armor off of you. It's going to draw a few too many glances. But aside from that, gentlemen, welcome to East Turkanislakistov, my home and now yours.
Oh shoot, we're here already?
Yes, I hate to say it, but if we weren't neighbors to Adventure Island, I'm not sure that my nation would have been up for the task. I mean, it was a lot just to get that submarine. I don't know if they would have gone for it if I had to ship you halfway across the world.
So this is it then? We're gonna go kill the Skeleton King?
Oh no, absolutely not. You're not ready for that.
Yes, we are. I've been ready since the moment that you told me.
Well, no, there's the issue of your, power scaling, should I say. The Skeleton King is going to be surrounded by armed guards and concerned citizens and whatever, all kinds of obstacles. Before you're ready for that, I'd like to take you through some basic training.
But I already know how to use the rifle you gave me.
Yes, peculiar thing. It's actually not for the basics. See, you may not have noticed this, but as you commit yourselves to various acts of struggle and
Dungeons.
Yes, dungeons or mission objectives, things like that, you grow more powerful. Next day, what do you know? You know how to cast a new spell, or you can swing your sword twice as hard.
Yes, of course. All between 100 and 3% 100 normal.
Well, here's the rub. Actually, it's not. See, most people have a law of diminishing returns or something. You can't become infinitely stronger, and definitely not just by killing 10 skeletons in a room.
But I learned so much from that.
Yes, that's the odd thing. You do. You become better at rudimentary skills. Your hand-eye coordination improves. Everything about you becomes better by completing missions. So, we're not going straight after the King of the Skeletons right away. Oh no, we're going to do a little bit of training, and then we'll get you maybe in on the spy game, do some special ops, maybe kill a few skeleton leaders along the way, and all of this will incrementally add up until finally we can just put you in a box, airdrop you into the center of Western Turkanislakistov, and just let you run straight for the king.
Oh, if we're going to do that, before you drop me, can you pack a crawler? I'd like to do my morning jog and eat a crawler on the way.
Boys, stick with me and you'll have as many crawlers as you want for the rest of your lives. Oh, but speaking of breakfast, I do have a few provisions. Max gets out a box. He goes, all right, it had to be non-perishable, so I've got mostly oatmeal here. Does anyone want any oatmeal?
Oatmeal? Are we doing oatmeal?
No oatmeal.
None for you, Mason?
I do want some, actually, just to...
Yes, oatmeal.
Okay, and
no,
for Lowry?
No oatmeal.
No?
Well, give him a package. Just
Oatmeal.
No oatmeal.
All I've got is oatmeal.
I said that's fine, just give him some.
We're doing oatmeal.
We're not doing oatmeal.
You don't have to eat it if you don't want it.
I do want it. Hand me 2 packages of that stuff. Okay, we'll cook it, we'll eat it, we'll eat it raw.
Please, can we do oatmeal?
No, we're not doing oatmeal.
All right, fine, the box is here. If you decide you want some oatmeal, have at it.
Thank you, I will. Go and fist out 2 bags of oatmeal.
Mason, please. It's oatmeal time now.
No, it isn't. No oatmeal. Start angrily cooking the oatmeal. Do you have a pot or a pan or anything?
Yes, there's 2 here. I'll cook something for Elvis and I. You cook whatever it is you're going to cook.
Mason, we're here. In Eastern Turkanislakistov, it's time for oatmeal or never.
There's gonna be plenty of time for oatmeal. Just shut up. We're not doing oatmeal right now.
If we wait, it's gonna be too late.
It's not gonna be too late. We can have oatmeal later.
Oh my god, why even try to set this up if you're not gonna follow through? I might just do oatmeal myself.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare do oatmeal yourself.
I didn't realize this was going to be such a problem. If I had known, I would have packed something else. Cereal, maybe? Cheerios?
I don't want Cheerios. I'm happy with what we have.
Well, you don't sound happy.
I'm very happy about it, Max.
Yeah, but you're a huge stick in the mud.
I'm not a stick in the mud. There's a time and a place for oatmeal, and it isn't now.
So when do we kill the Skeleton King? How many months of training are we talking? A half of a month? A quarter of a month? Perhaps only a 28th of a month.
I love the eager beaver. Well, if we get you on a bit of wet work, could be pretty quick. We found that kills actually accelerate your power process. Mason and Lowry, a blue jay lands in the bush next to you.
Oh, look, a blue jay.
Ah, yeah. Do you know they're part of the corvid family? They can learn to speak, actually. They're surprisingly smart birds.
I did not know that.
Yeah, sometimes you think you're hearing another bird. It's actually a blue jay just imitating them.
Huh.
Hey, wait a
Okay,
minute.
Lowry, I think we need a new plan. We could do this oatmeal thing, but I'm not sure that we really want to dive right into oatmeal, now that I've had time to think about it.
Look, if you'd like to wait, there's a train station just in town up north, a little ways. I can get you something else.
What we have is fine, Max. We are having a private conversation. Do you mind?
All right, fine.
Okay. Jeez, that guy. All right, Lowry, maybe we just need to know some things. I would like to know some things about us. Max knows everything about us. We know nothing about him. We don't know about the Turkanislakistovs or anything.
Well, that's never stopped us before.
All we had to know before is where the skeletons were.
Yeah, and technically our target is now Western Turkanislakistov, so I assume our targets are west.
But those might be people.
So are bandits.
Look, I think you could slip away, maybe find somebody who knows something, can get us information like a parchment or a book or something about the true nature of us, and you can bring it back and Max won't even notice.
So you want me to use my cool thief skills?
Yeah, can you?
You guys never ask me to use my cool thief skills.
Well, I think that's because Elvis is usually in charge and, you know, the skeletons are just in the next room. We never have to, like, scout it out or anything.
Oh my god.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I've dreamed about this day. I've been waiting. Am I useful? Mason, am I useful?
I guess.
I know the sneak attack was powerful.
This might be the most useful thing that you could ever do for any of us. I mean, this is crux, Lowry. This is information gathering.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll do it. I'm gonna go right now. Oh, actually, wait, I'm gonna finish my oatmeal.
Don't oatmeal!
I mean the food, you jerk.
Oh, okay.
Well, you guys finish your oatmeal, not the murdery version. What are you gonna do, Lowry?
Actually, I'm gonna wait until we get into town with Max. Then I'm just gonna peel off from the group and get lost in the crowds.
All right, you get into town, and Lowry, you vanish. Max pulls out a map, and he goes, all right, so the train station should be right up here. They're a little irregular, so it's going to be a few hours before we have to get on the train. All we have to do is get 4 tickets, and where's Lowry?
I don't know.
What do you mean, where is Lowry?
Probably went to go pee or something.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, it's something like, shut up, you're not my dad, leave me alone.
Oh my god, it's like watching after kids. Mrs. Badcrumble's first grade field trip.
We're not children, we're adventurers.
Oh, for the love of God. Well, we have to find him. We all have to be on this. The trains leave at set intervals. We'll be separated if he doesn't show up before the next train arrives.
Well, maybe we should just wait here. He'll find us, right?
Well, does he do this often?
Yes.
Does he always come back?
Yes. And I always know in the pit of my stomach he's done something wrong.
Like what?
Nothing big. Like petty theft.
I have money.
Sometimes
what? Were you about to say something else?
Like, I think he sometimes kills people.
Sometimes kill. You're right, he does. It's all on his docket. For some reason, I assumed he wouldn't once we got him off of Adventure Island.
You did say kills would help him gain power. I hope that he goes to kill someone who deserves it.
Yeah, I always figured it was a vigilante thing. He's probably killing muggers.
Well, good lord. I was hoping that I could get us all disguises, just something to get us because people are going to recognize you.
Are they?
Yes, you're actually quite famous.
Are we?
Yes!
I always got praise from the Adventuring Guild, but the commoners often didn't say anything.
Well, the problem is they'll be a bit on the lookout for you, and...
But this is Eastern Turkanislaw, our friends and our new home, right?
Well, yes, unofficially.
Oh.
You're not really supposed to be here.
So we are breaking the law.
No. Well, I mean, yes. Look, this kind of spy stuff operates in a bit of a gray area. It is state-sanctioned, at least. Okay, and Larry, what do you do?
Excuse me, sir, do you know where information is kept?
Oh, me?
Yes, you. Where do they keep information?
You mean the library?
Yes. Where is the library?
Well, there's one in the center of town. It's not a very big one.
That's okay, thank you. I go to the library.
All right, it's not a big town. You hustle your way down to the library. It's a tiny one. There's books all over. There's a couple of computers over there. There's a receptionist behind the desk. Looks like she's tidying up. And there's a TV up in the corner. Looks like you guys are on it. Adventurers escaped from Adventure Island. Is the world in peril?
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for information on those guys.
She looks up at the TV. Then she looks back at you.
When she looks back, I've got my knife out. If you tell anyone, I will kill 3 generations of your family.
Oh, that's not necessary.
I agree, and very time-consuming. Where is the information about me?
You could use the computer. We also have a section about your exploits and adventures right over there.
Oh, no way, we have a whole section?
Well, I mean, you're very important figures throughout history.
Is there a book about me?
Well, you're kind of recent events, and I don't think you've done anything. You've been on Adventure Island the entire time.
But I killed so many skeletons.
It's an honor. It's an honor to meet you.
Okay, where will I find the most information about me and the other guys on Adventure Island?
I can help you use the computer.
Yes, take me to that, whatever that is.
She takes you over to a crystal ball sitting at a desk. There's a keyboard attached to it. She sits you down in front of it, and weirdest thing, intuitively you know exactly how it works. You wiggle the mouse, the screen wakes up, and you're good to go.
Oh, never mind. I don't need your help. Thank you.
Are you going to be here long?
Probably not.
Are you gonna kill me?
No.
Okay. Where do you want me to be?
I don't know. Give me some water.
Okay. She goes to get you some water.
Okay, just type in, go to Wikipedia, look up information about us.
Yeah, all intuitive. It just snaps into place. You've never seen this before, but you don't even have to think about it. You go straight to Wikipedia. There's all the information. You hit the print button, you print it out, it goes to their computers. The lady goes, you normally have to pay for printing, but I guess I'll overlook it this time.
Okay, thank you. All 3 generations of your family have been spared. But tell no one or I'll find you.
Okay.
Take the Wikipedia printout and leave.
All right, and where to next?
Head back to where I saw the other dorks last.
All right, have you guys just been hanging out there waiting for Lowry?
Yep.
All right, then Max is pacing back and forth. He's biting his nails. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't think about losing one of you in my own home country. Oh, this is not going to look good. Oh, this is going to come up during review.
I come up and just sit down next to everybody else without saying anything.
Well, he's probably going to be back like any second. I mean, how long does it take to kill somebody?
I really wish that killing people weren't part of the equation. I mean, you bring someone back, he commits a murder in your home country right away. I should have just dumped you off, should have done covert ops over in Western Turkmenistan. Should have done.
What's going on? What did I miss?
Max is having a bit of a meltdown about your sneaking away problem. You see, I told you this was a bad habit.
Oh my god! Lowry, you're back.
Yeah, I never left.
Don't you give me that. You have been missing for the past 45 minutes.
Oh, that? Yeah, I had to poop. It's really hard to find a good pooping bush.
There's bathrooms at the train station.
Those are public toilets, you idiot.
What's wrong with a public toilet?
They shall not touch these pristine cheeks.
Well, thank goodness you're back, because we need to put on disguises. Just something minor so we can slip by until we get to our home base.
Oh, disguises? Yeah, I got that. I pull out my makeup kit.
Oh, well.
I didn't know you could do disguises.
Yeah, I could do tons of disguises. Anything you guys want. You want to look like celebrities? I could do that. I could make you look old, make you look young. Oh man, I'm a wizard.
Well, what a trivial and silly skill. You know, skeletons desire to kill all living things regardless of how they look.
Yes, I noticed that my talents were underappreciated.
Well, for what it's worth, I think it's great. It's also a skill I know. Maybe I'm not quite up to your ability, but I tell you what, let's split up like breakfast. We'll do this quick. I'll take Elvis and work on myself and... No, actually, I'll take Elvis, you work on Mason for now, and then we'll switch. I'll do you, you do me.
Okay, and then we'll compare, and the winner has to be a silly dickhead.
A silly what?
I don't know, it's my first costume contest. Look, loser is dumb. Loser is loser.
Okay, fine, just so long as we get to it before the train arrives, okay? We're on a time schedule. You guys split up. Lowry and Mason, you guys are together.
So, good news, I found a ton of information. I haven't read it yet, but apparently... everybody can just know everything about us. It's not just Max.
Oh, so everybody knows more about us than we do.
Yep, until now, and I pull out all the printouts.
Okay, I'm going to flip through this while Lowry does my hair or whatever.
I think I'm going to put gray streaks in. I feel like that peppered look is really distinguished.
What you discover is that according to this, the people you thought you were never existed. In fact, you lived completely different lives before you got to Adventure Island. Elvis, it said, was a man named Elvis Smallinger. He was an accountant who owned a cat. He lived alone, and then one day just didn't show up to work. A week later, he arrived at the tavern at Adventure Island, claiming to be a paladin. Lowry was a young teenager. He was reported missing from his home. Then, just like Elvis, he showed up at Adventure Island. Finally, Mason, you were a guy named Mason Callister. You lived in the suburbs of eastern Turkmenistan. Your wife, Lila Callister, reported you missing and has not seen you since. But just like the others, a week after you disappeared, you showed up on Adventure Island, but when all three of you were together, you sprang to life and began to kill skeletons as if it were the only thing you knew.
Lowry, this information's all wrong. I trained with monks for years. My father was a monk.
Yeah, well, I went to kind of an open source information center. Don't ask me what that means, I'm not really sure.
So is this accurate or not? Because it's not correct.
I don't know, it's just the information I gathered.
Okay, well, who is this? It says I'm married to a Lila, and here's a picture of her right here. I don't want to...
She's a little plain.
She must have a really nice personality.
Yeah, she'd have to with hair like that.
It's a very sensible haircut.
And a very sensible double chin, too.
Okay, you know what? Don't talk that way about my wife.
I thought she wasn't real.
Well, let's think about it. It's kind of weird. What did we do before we were at the tavern?
You actually can't recall.
You know what got me?
Okay, so it says here, we lived other lives before we became whatever we are now.
So what, you figure Elvis always thought he was a paladin?
I don't know what I think, but Lila lives in eastern Turkmenistan. That's my wife.
It says here she lives in the town of Good Pudding.
Oh, does it? Okay, well.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Do you think that's far from here?
I didn't think to look up a map.
Well, they must have one at the train station that Max is taking us to.
I doubt he's taking us to Good Pudding.
Sure. But what if someone surreptitiously bought tickets to Good Pudding and then swapped the tickets in the itinerary with the ones to Good Pudding, and Max, not any the wiser, helped us all board the wrong train, and we wound up in Good Pudding?
Is that someone me?
That someone's you, buddy.
Oh my god. Am I the most useful one on the team?
Well, for getting stuff done besides killing skeletons, maybe.
Oh my god. Lowry, the most useful one on the team.
Feel good?
I am so glad. Okay, don't tell Elvis this. I am so glad we're done killing skeletons. That was so a waste of my time.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it is.
You're thinking your double chin wife is better than skeletons.
A fat living wife is the furthest thing you get from skeletons, yes.
Eh.
I don't want skeletons, Lowry. I want this. I had a family.
Yeah, lucky you. I see Elvis and I didn't.
Well, maybe you just didn't have a chance. Look, I had one. And she lives here. We gotta see her, Lowry. We gotta do this.
All right, I'm just happy to be useful. This is a new chapter for me.
Okay, Lowry, you get the finishing touches on Mason. Max finishes with Elvis. He says, all right, I'm ready. You done with yours?
Yep, let's compare.
Well, it's really no contest. Lowry, Mason looks like a completely different person. You don't even recognize him yourself if you hadn't put the makeup on him. But Elvis, if somebody looks at him for too long, they're gonna realize that's a false mustache.
It itches my lip.
Stop tugging at it. It's going to come off.
Well, looks like you're a stupid dickhead or whatever I said.
I suppose so. All right, let's touch each other up, and then we've got to get to that train station.
Sure. For once, I'm excited to go.
You're all disguised and ready to go. Max says, luckily, we've only got to do domestic travel. Trying to get you across country lines would be a true nightmare.
How long do I have to wear the fake mustache for? It keeps coming off, and I try to put it back on.
Okay, now you've got it crooked. Just hold on. Just let me. Don't put it back on yourself unless you can see in the mirror.
Would it be possible to let Lowry do mine?
It's fine. It's fine. I did a fine job. No one will notice if you stop touching it. You guys walk straight through town until you come to a train station. Inside, there are some kiosks. Max approaches one and buys some tickets. All right, the train should be leaving shortly. So, each of you take a ticket, and please, don't wander off. The trains are on a schedule.
I believe you mean a schedule?
I mean, don't mess around.
Fine. Paul, look at the listings. Do any of them go to the town where my wife lives?
Yes, actually, the train that you're going to board, according to your ticket, is the train that will go in that direction. You'll just have to get off at an earlier stop.
Okay. All right, Lowry, I need help with the plan.
We kill Max.
You know what? That's very direct.
I know, right? Solves all the problems.
But also burns all the bridges.
I just want to remind you, we got oatmeal in the back pocket. It's okay.
Okay, but let's try subterfuge.
Oh, I almost never get to do subterfuge. Okay, here's what we'll do. Max has been up for hours. I think probably like a day now. He must be exhausted. I mean, he's got to have some kind of training to stay awake and keep going, but maybe we'll lure him into a sleep. Then we'll just wake him up and get him off at the wrong stop.
Okay, I like it. We can pretend to be stupid, which he'll believe.
Oh, absolutely.
Question, should we get Elvis in on this?
No.
But if we don't, we have to fool Elvis too.
Just tell him it's for skeletons.
I think you might be underestimating Elvis just a little bit.
And I'm sure that I could trick him into killing himself.
Hey guys, what's going on over here? Felt my criminal scum senses tingling. You get me, Lowry?
Kill yourself.
Elvis! Actually, we were just talking about you.
Ah, good. I was worried that burning in my ears might be an ear infection.
Is everything okay, gentlemen?
Yeah, Max.
How do they get all the color onto the paper?
Oh, you mean the map?
Yeah, like this purple line. They have to squeeze a whole mollusk to get that out.
Oh, that. I'll explain that sometime. For now, I'm just gonna have a nice sit. You enjoy that map.
Does it really take an entire mollusk to make that purple line?
As far as I know, yes.
Well, the things they do with mollusks these days, I never would believe it.
Elvis, have you ever been in love?
No.
Well, of
No.
course.
Mason, no.
Lowry, please, it's my question. I have been in love. I have loved killing skeletons since my first skeleton kill.
I meant like with a person?
Oh.
Have you ever loved a person? Like romantically? Have you been attracted to somebody? Have you thought like...
Well, my fixation on skeletons does
Like
does
at the
take
very
up a
least,
lot
have you
of-
ever glanced at a woman and thought, dang, that booty looked fine?
Well, I think if I had, I would have used proper grammar.
Why?
Because otherwise it's improper.
That's the whole point. You look at the woman's butt and you're like, oh, it's such an amazing butt. I temporarily stop thinking with my brain.
Oh. Well, no, I have never been so taken by a woman as to stop using my brain and forget my grammar.
But you have done that with skeletons. Remember that time you got all tied up and you said, we got get that skeleton, guys. We got get that skeleton.
He was getting away. I was flustered.
But a woman's butt would never make you
Appreciating
like that.
appreciating the posterior of a woman requires a certain level of Finesse, or the woman won't be attracted to it.
Okay, but you've been attracted to something besides skeletons before, right?
Of course, I'm warm-blooded. I have noticed the occasional woman before. I won't say who. No one ever appreciates and tells.
Actually, sometimes they do.
Do they? Well, we never have.
Maybe we should.
Well, but why?
I mean, I don't know your guys' interests, to be honest. All I know is what kind of skeletons you like to kill, which is all of them. Maybe talking about women would be good for us, like for bonding.
Bonding should be kept in the bedroom.
Okay, well, what I'm getting at is that I have a love interest, and I was curious if you would support me in pursuing it.
Oh, Mason. Well, of course I would. After we're done with the main quest.
There it is.
Well, what if I told you it was a side quest?
A side quest?
Yeah, like a quest that you do in parallel to the main quest, and it does distract from the main quest for a little while, but then you pick up the main quest after the side quest is done.
That sounds suspiciously like an interrupting quest.
No, because the main quest is still going, you just do this one on the side.
Huh. A side quest.
Can I just say I think the kiosk lady is really pretty? Do you guys think I should talk to her?
Her?
Yeah. Do you guys not think so?
She could do something with her bangs.
Well, that's very superficial.
I'm just saying, it's a turnoff, okay? I'm just
Okay,
glancing.
aside from the bangs, do you think she's pretty? Do you think she'd be interested in me?
You could go ask her, but of course we're leaving the station soon, so your answer would be irrelevant.
Dang it, you're right. I'll try the kiosk girl where we get off.
That's the spirit.
Actually, you know what? Screw it. Excuse me, miss?
Uh-huh.
Do you find me attractive? Because I find you attractive, but we're also leaving, so your answer doesn't really matter. I'm just curious.
Oh, I guess you're okay.
Okay, thanks.
Might be too late to point out you're also wearing a disguise and look nothing like your normal self.
Gosh dang it.
You're right, though, Lowry. I do feel like we're all closer. I respect that you went and you talked to that girl.
Agreed. Congratulations on your confidence, Lowry. Although, in this case, the worst thing that she could do is get creeped out and contact the town guard, which would be very bad for us right now. So perhaps limit your interest in women.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, just limit to the hypothetical for now. Like, imagine that girl without bangs. She's actually pretty cute.
Do you think if a girl tells you you look okay, it actually means you look good?
I would take it as an endorsement.
Yes, I agree with Mason. Any woman who's been around the block at least once or twice knows that showing the slightest shred of positivity towards a man is like inviting him straight to your door. So for her to say that you're okay, she guesses, means that she's not outright rejecting you. You could circle around and try again. Perhaps without the wig.
Actually, maybe we're reading too much into this.
No. If she'd said that you were attractive, that would be basically begging for your hand in marriage.
I don't think so. I think women, they usually, she'll act interested in what you have to say, you know?
I have never seen a woman do that.
All you talk about is skeletons.
It is a riveting, multifaceted topic.
No, I'm kind of with Mason. I think that if she were into me, that might have gone.
Yeah.
She
would have
opened it up more.
Asked a question or
Yeah, it was
tried
kind
to
of a
make it a
shutdown.
conversation.
She's gonna shut it down. I'm gonna write it off. No good.
Yeah.
You guys know nothing about women.
Bing bong! The train is now boarding for all passengers headed to Pooterville, Pottersville, and the capital. Max hops up. Oh, that's us. All right, come on, everyone, get your tickets. All right, Elvis, let me see your mustache. Okay, looks good.
I think I rather like the mustache. Is there a chance I could keep it?
Well, you could just grow one.
You would think, but actually it's against my religion.
Against your religion of slaying skeletons.
Yeah, it's one of the more peculiar aspects of my faith.
I can help you out, Elvis.
Thank you, Lowry.
You guys board the train. You get settled in. And you're in luck for your plan because it looks like Max bought a sleeper car. Let me tell you, these things come at a premium, but we've got a few hours of a ride and I could use some shut-eye.
Oh, do you want us to wake you when we get to our stop?
Shouldn't be a problem. I'll set an alarm.
It wouldn't happen to be 8 hours, would it? If I get precisely 8 hours of rest, I will recover completely.
No, it should only be about 2. I'll set my clock for 1.5. Max sets his watch, he rolls over, and he goes to bed.
Max, are you awake? Okay, good. Elvis, are you on board for the side quest?
Shouldn't we tell Max?
No, because he's just going to want to do the main quest.
I suppose that as the main quest giver, it is all he lives for.
Yeah, so we'll just wake him up for the next stop, tell him we're here. You know, Pootersville is the one we want to be off on.
What are we doing at Pootersville?
Well, get out the printout. We're going to meet my wife.
Oh.
What?
Oh, this isn't what I would... When you said wife, I was imagining...
Yeah, she's very plain.
Astronomically plain. Like, not offensive, she's just very, very plain.
The most inoffensive woman I have ever seen.
Would you guys give me that? Shut up.
I mean, I'm not insulting, I'm just saying I've never seen a woman more nondescript.
She's not nondescript. Look, she's She has smile lines.
Well, for a woman that age, that is quite common.
What do you know? Look, this was my wife before I became an adventurer. I want to go see her.
And that's the whole quest?
Yeah, it's a simple one, like delivering cheese to the cheesemonger, whatever. You know, we've done that.
Ah, yes. The cheesemonger quest. That was one of our first ones.
We got attacked by a giant rat.
You don't suppose there's going to be any giant rats, do you, Mason?
I don't know. I assume maybe.
Well, okay. It's a bit beneath our pay grade these days, but if you like.
Thank you. It's important to me for reasons beyond whether or not we're going to fight a rat.
You may be right. For the power level that we're at now, it might be a skeletal rat.
Yeah.
The Pooterville stop comes up. Bing bong, now disembarking for Pootersville. It's obviously a tiny little town. Max is never gonna think it's the capital.
Ah, shoot.
Well, Max was dumb enough to fall asleep and leave us unsupervised. Let's just go.
But then we'll lose Max.
We know where he's going. He's going to the capital.
But where after that?
Well, after that, he's gonna fly into a conniption because he won't know where we are.
I see, but then after that?
Then he has to find us, because if he doesn't, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble.
I suppose that is true.
Yeah, he'll figure out where we went.
All right, guys, let's roll.
That's fine. Sorry, Max, though you can't hear us. See you soon.
You guys get off the train, and the train rolls away. Now what?
Okay, guys, I've been thinking about this. We need to start by going to City Hall, or Town Hall, whatever. Excuse me, can you tell us where Town Hall is?
The lady at the ticket kiosk goes, "Yeah, over that way."
Okay, thanks. Oh, can I ask you, by the way, do you think I'm handsome?
I don't hardly know you.
Okay, I'll take that as an answer. Thanks. All right, come on, guys.
Okay, now I feel like that was a shutdown. That one wasn't interested.
I think my approach is just too weird.
You guys get to a small official building. It appears to be City Hall.
All right, go in. Hi, I'm looking for a Lila, last name Mason's wife. I'm a lawyer and I'm trying to serve her with a lawsuit. Could you help me find her residence?
Oh, okay. Do you have the paperwork?
I suppose I could fill that out now. Do you have the forms for me?
Oh, do you not have them? Normally you can print them out online.
I was in a bit of a rush. I just got off the train, if you don't mind.
Well, okay, I'll get the forms. Give me just a second. She goes to a crystal ball, pulls up some forms, prints them off, hands them to you.
Okay, forge everything, nothing but lies.
Forgery is part of your skill set. You pull it off without a hitch. Okay, this all looks to be in order. Will you be staying somewhere in town?
Why? How long do you think this will take?
Well, it's a small town, so it could be a couple of hours, but you never know. It might take a week. It depends on how old the house is.
Ah, dang it.
You must be new at this. Have you tried looking her up in the phone book?
No. Do you have a phone book I could borrow?
She pulls a giant book out from behind the desk. I don't blame you. Hardly anyone looks in these things anymore. It's all about the internet these days.
Ah, yeah. No, I hate the internet. Can't get over the double clicking.
So you open up the phone book, you turn to the page with Mason's last name, and there she is.
Oh, found her. I hope she still lives there. Thanks. Okay, guys, let's go.
Wow, Larry, you got off Skeleton Island and you are just king of this world.
Yeah, I'm really feeling it. I like Outside World.
I don't know if it was that impressive. I mean, it's not as though you killed a skeletal rat or anything.
Maybe you'll still get your chance to shine, Elvis.
It's not a competition, but if there were a skeletal rat, you know that I would smite it, probably the best of the group.
You find the address. It's a little house down at the edge of town. It's painted beige.
Oh, wow. Beige.
Who do you suppose picked that color out? Was it you or your wife?
Well, probably me.
I suppose you do like it plain.
It's because I'm the man of the house. That's why I picked beige. That's why I picked it.
Well, let's not get into the details as to why you chose beige and a woman who looks like, well, the most, dictionary definition of woman you could find.
Yes, thank you. Let's not.
However, we should dwell on the details of how you expect to knock on the door. I mean, hello, honey, I'm home. Or, hello, do you remember me? I'm home.
Well, I was thinking I would knock on the door and she would be holding dishes and then she would drop them in surprise.
I don't think the odds are very good she's doing dishes.
What if she's remarried?
Can she do that?
Would be quite awkward if her new husband answered the door.
Well, how long has it been? Check the papers.
Says you've been missing for 2 years.
2 years? Well, two years, that's not enough time to move on.
Are you kidding? That sounds fine to me.
Well, you're young. She's...
Incredibly plain, like unflavored yogurt, yes, but she may have still moved on.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't think about this. I'm I'm having a heart attack.
Well, that's all right. Let's think. How would you want to be reintroduced to your estranged spouse who you hadn't seen for 2 years?
I've never had that happen to me. How would I know? Why did they leave?
Well, let's begin with that. Why did you leave?
I don't remember leaving, Elvis.
Okay, that's a good start. I don't remember leaving. I'm not sure why I left, but I'm glad to be home in my beige house with my plain wife.
Maybe you left because you were bored.
I wasn't... I don't remember. I don't know. But you know what? Do you know where else I was bored?
On the train ride? Yes, that was very boring.
No, on Skeleton Island.
What? When? When were you bored?
When we were killing the skeletons. Like, not while we did it, not for the precious couple of seconds, but for the hour rests in between each killing, and the 8-hour rests every time we got to a big set of double doors we thought might have a bigger skeleton behind it.
Well, you could have said something during those 8 hours, or brought a deck of cards, Mason.
Does it not blow your mind that this is maybe the most that we've talked since we met each other? I mean, good Lord, we'd have more 1-hour breaks than I could count, and we would just sit there not saying anything to each other.
That is the drawback of being with your coworkers. I mean, we all had the same day. What are we going to discuss? You were there for it. I killed the skeleton, remember that? You were there.
It was so absolutely mind-numbingly humdrum. How could that be an escape from this?
Hey, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's the other way. You started doing skeletons because you like this, beige, and...
Could we stop talking about how plain she is until we've, met her? Maybe she's very vivacious.
It doesn't matter. What we know is that Elvis was an insurance adjuster before he came to Skeleton Island. And I was just some teenage kid. I don't know, I might have been dull. But if we look at all this, that's 2 boring people at least. Probably me too.
You're not boring. You just did all that stuff with the forgery.
Yeah, but I never did any of that on Skeleton Island.
But you have the ability to. The potential was in you, right?
Maybe that's just me, though. I seem to be the only one realizing any kind of new potential.
Well, maybe that's wrong. Maybe in me is the potential to love a woman that I lost without even knowing I lost her.
I'd like to think that I have the potential to kill an even bigger skeleton.
It is also true that Skeleton Island was an aberration. Maybe if we weren't there for so long, we might have learned a lot of other things.
I mean, all I can do is punch people a little bit harder for a few minutes.
Yes, and I suppose that we've never seen a skeleton bigger than the biggest one we've seen so far.
You know what, Mason? I've got a theory now. Maybe you're cut out for romance if you just try it like I've been trying my own stuff.
Well, I don't feel like it. I'm just looking at this house and it feels further away than ever.
Well, maybe you're not. But maybe believe that you are? Worst she's gonna do is shoot you down and then call the police.
Then they'll kill us.
I'd rather die than go back to Skeleton Island. Let 'em come. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna see how far I can run before they catch me.
All right. Elvis?
Mason, you know the golden rule. You must never split the party.
Okay. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do it. I go up and I knock on the door. Okay. I go to knock on my wife's door.
Oh, hold on. Let me get your wig, wipe off your makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a little stupid.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, how do I look?
If you want a quick touch-up, I could probably take 5 years off.
You know what? I haven't seen her in 2 years. Let's leave it as it is.
Okay, I'll remind you again,
All right, thanks. Okay, here I go.
You knock on the door. You wait for a little while. The door opens and there is the woman from the pictures. She goes,
Mason.
Hello, darling.
"What are you doing here?"
Well, I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd just pop over, say hi.
What do you mean you just thought you'd pop over and say hi? Aren't you on an Adventure Island?
Yeah, funny thing about that, not anymore. We got off of that.
Ma'am, would you mind letting us in? It's a bit drafty out here if you get my meaning.
Well, who are these guys? Oh, wait a minute. I recognize that one. That's Elvis.
Throw my mustache on the ground. Dang it! I can't believe the mustache didn't work.
Okay, but who's this one?
Really? Okay, guess.
Well, I mean, I want to say Lowry by process of elimination, but you look nothing like him.
Ta-da! It's me. The little bow tie really throws you off. I'd never wear one of these.
Can we come in?
She stands aside to let you in. You cannot be here.
But you're letting us in, right?
Yes, but not for long. You're not supposed to be here.
Yes, well, as we understand, the true danger is in the other Turkanislaw Gustav, where the Skeleton King resides.
What?
You know, the Skeleton King?
They told me that you had to be on Adventure Island because it's part of an international treaty.
Oh, that. Well, we don't abide by skeleton treaties.
They said you wouldn't remember me. Mason, it's been 2 years.
I know it has, and don't be mad, but I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything?
Not a thingy-ding.
Then why are you here?
We literally were passing through and you lived here.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that about an international treaty? I didn't actually check any of that.
The international treaty, because the adventurers often kill kings and things like that. All the countries, we've agreed to not have adventurers anymore.
Not have adventurers? Ma'am, do you know who you're speaking to?
I mean, I don't, whatever. You're not going to hire them anymore.
That's absurd. Who would kill the skeletons?
There are no skeletons. In fact, we've pretty much conquered nature. There's...
Except the Skeleton King, of course.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Close the door. Yeah, it's probably like a secret kind of thing. You're not supposed to know about the Skeleton King.
Look, what episode does he come up in?
I'm pretty sure he's a geopolitical episode.
Oh, right. I guess you guys wouldn't... Okay, about when did you learn about the Skeleton King?
I guess 2 days ago?
Okay, so that's got to be like the last episode. She goes to the counter, pulls a little miniature crystal ball out of her purse and starts swiping through it. Okay, let's see. Skeleton King. And she starts watching the adventure that you guys were on. It looks like this is when you met your dad.
Hey, that's my dad.
That's not your dad, Mason.
It's my Adventure Island dad.
Really? Your dad died of liver cancer.
Oh, well, this dad died of gay skeleton love. You can just watch us through the crystal ball. Can you see where we are right now?
This is the last episode.
So wait, how does this work? Go to the part where I killed 2 skeletons in one attack. That was amazing.
Well, they edit these for size, so I don't know where that is.
Could you also briefly explain this show you're watching?
Okay, so you're on Adventure Island, right? Adventure Island is not free. They have to pay for it somehow, so they've made a show where everybody can watch you guys do your adventures.
Like a play?
Yes, like a play, where somebody's wife could tune in for the first year or so and bawl her eyes out, and then get used to it. And why are you here?
Look, Lila, I'm sorry to just spring up on you like this, but we just found out that this whole thing was a fakery. And we started looking into our lives, and I found out you were nearby.
Also, we're probably going to need to lay low. Push into the house. Hey, I don't suppose you have any, sewing or embroidery or anything? I'm going to need some supplies.
I think I have something in the closet.
Okay, great. Paul, I get to work. I'm going to cut open her couch and some of her upholstery, and then make some secret compartments where we could hide. I'm going to use Velcro, sew them up nice and good, make it really difficult to find us.
What are you doing with the knife?
I am creating a safe environment, ma'am.
You're ruining my couch. What are you doing?
Darling, this couch was already ruined. You should replace this after we go, regardless.
No. Mason, no.
Lila.
They said you wouldn't remember me.
Well, that's true. If I could remember you, I probably would have come home a lot sooner. But I came, really, the day I found out.
You can't just... Why did you go in the first place?
Did they not provide an explanation for that?
They told me it just happens.
That's absurd. Nothing just happens, except potatoes. One of God's happiest accidents. What? So it is written in the Book of Skeletons.
Well, we don't remember. You tell us. How did it happen?
I just woke up one day and you weren't in bed. I called the police, I filed a missing persons report, and then weeks later, some government officials came to my door saying that you were going to be on Adventure Island for the rest of your life and that you were happier there, probably.
I wouldn't say I was happier.
How do you know you don't remember?
Okay, you don't know what it's like.
You used to sit around watching the crystal ball saying, oh, that there, those adventurers, that's the way to be, that's the way that I wish I lived.
Ma'am, may I interject with a helpful parable from my faith? There once was a tiny worm, and he was wicked. For he wore the exoskeleton, which is a skeleton but on the outside.
Is it long?
The worm, no, he's very tiny.
The parable.
Okay, to cut it short, what matters is what's on the inside, and the worm was evil on the inside too, so.
Thank you, Elvis.
When the world confuses, we find clarity in the faith.
Do you ever find your faith confusing?
Of course, and then I rely on it harder.
So this international treaty thing, are you going to get dragged before some kind of tribunal if it turns out you've been harboring us?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. This is going to sound crazy, but I might be one. Could you throw me that crystal ball?
Fine. She hands you the crystal ball.
Start looking up law on the internet.
Yep, with one hand, you're making cuts into the furniture and sewing it shut. With the other, you're becoming a lawyer. This is all clicking into place. Yes, this all makes sense.
I'll get back to you on that tribunal thing.
Look, Mason, you really can't stay. I have to go to work tomorrow morning, and there's no way you're going to make money. What do you do for a living? You battle skeletons?
Well, that's not entirely true. It seems that Lowry is actually very multi-talented.
Yes, and did you know that my parable about the worm can heal disease?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so...
Okay, and assuming they'd let you stay, what do you do?
As a monk, I learned to live without.
Without what? Without food, rent, water?
Without any useful talents.
We've learned to love him anyway. And, just as the villainous worm learned to love greed and vice and human suffering, you two will learn to love Mason again.
How much stuff did this worm do?
It is an entire chapter of my holy book. You made me condense it. He meets a wise man on a mountain.
Elvis, please. Let's start with the basics. Can we have a place to stay the night?
Okay. 1 night. You can stay 1 night.
He eats the wise man on the mountain.
Elvis.
He is a hungry, evil caterpillar.
Okay, let's talk about it at breakfast, okay? Like a morning service.
What if you die in the night?
Elvis,
You're gonna go straight to skeleton hell.
Skeleton slaying God is my Lord and Savior, okay?
I know you do, but
She's got a lot to take in already, okay? Her ears and eyes will be open to the skeleton slaying God maybe tomorrow.
Fine, I will work on a pamphlet. Ma'am, I will write you the best pamphlet. It will bring you to tears.
Entirely about the caterpillar?
It's a whole chapter. I'm condensing it into a pamphlet,
Elvis,
for goodness sake.
I love the caterpillar story. It is my favorite parable.
I know, that's why I shared it with her.
I know that's why you
she
shared it with her.
She was your wife. You loved it. She should
but
love
we're
it.
Tired. We have not slept in a while.
I am.
So.
I am.
Yeah, this is not your best telling of the caterpillar story.
Oh God, I've ruined it for her.
No, I mean, she hasn't heard it in the entirety. She knows how it ends. You know, he's evil on the inside.
So evil!
Okay, but it's the journey, though. That's what really matters, all right?
Okay, I'll lay down.
All right, Elvis, this couch here is your bed. There's a secret compartment. If somebody comes to the door, you just lift this up, slide your way in, close it, and no one will know you're there.
Okay, thank you. It concerns me you know how to do this, but I appreciate it for now.
All right, Elvis, you lay down, and it's the first time that you've really been able to rest in quite a while, so you pass out pretty quick. Lowry, Mason, how about you guys?
Okay, Mason, you can hide in this reclining chair. It's going to be a little cramped. Watch your feet. You could get pinched.
Man, you are a wizard.
Not a wizard. I just know what I'm doing. Anyway, I lay down on my own recliner chair and then just pass out.
Okay. Lila?
Well, I mean, have a seat, I guess. If you're not here in the morning, at least I'll have some idea of what happened.
I'm gonna be here in the morning. I just gotta ask you, though. Are you gonna tell the police?
And tell them what, Mason? Tell them my husband came home out of the blue? I didn't ask for any of this. This is not what I signed up for when I married you.
Yeah, well, I wish I could remember that. Do you really think I seem happier in the videos?
I mean, they don't show us everything. It doesn't seem like you do a whole lot in one day. They do a lot of time skips.
Well, we legitimately don't do a lot.
I mean, I don't know. When you were here, you didn't seem happy. And I don't know if it was with me or with your work or because your father...
Liver cancer, right?
Yeah, you were torn up about it.
Well...
I mean, you were just in a pit. Some deep, dark hole, and I did not know where you were in the years just before you became...
buff. I mean, look at these muscles, right? Okay, I get it. But maybe people cope in different ways, and this is me.
You get depressed, and then you become a magical adventurer.
I mean, wouldn't you? You have a bad day at work, and then boom, magic spells, fireballs.
I don't know about fireballs.
Okay, how about, you become like Lowry? Turns out Lowry can, lie the pants off of a parking meter.
Okay, that, maybe.
So you keep up with us, right? What's your favorite thing that I've done?
Oh,
Like, I know I don't, what's like, do I do anything good?
I mean, I keep up with it. I kind of just keep up with the broad strokes, though.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I know you guys are fighting the skeletons.
Okay, but you're watching it.
Yeah. Like, I turn it on, sometimes when I'm cooking or when I'm at work or whatever.
Well, what do you think? Like...
It's good. I like it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll get to bed.
I can make blueberry pancakes.
Yeah, I love blueberry pancakes.
Okay, well that you always did. So
yeah, you still know me. Okay, good night.
All right, you guys get to bed. A full 8 hours rest. You recover all of your abilities. Yada yada yada. You wake up the next morning, and Lowry, you're surfing the internet. You're learning everything that you can about the group. Finally.
Yeah, tell me about my family.
You lived alone with a single mom who died of a drug overdose after you became an adventurer.
Ah, dang. Okay, how about Elvis?
Elvis has basically no family.
Yep. Okay, how about this international agreement thing?
So yes, it turns out that some while ago, every country realized that you guys were more of a problem than a help. You show up, you kill kings or other important figures, then you reach some kind of pinnacle and start all over again with no memory of what you did before. You're very influential, but mainly just in the fact that you deal with a couple of key players all the time. It's not very often that you move and shake the earth from the ground up. And in the assessment of all the kings and queens everywhere, that was a threat to stability. So an agreement was signed, they would never enlist the help of adventurers again, and minus a couple of mishaps here and there, everybody has generally held to it. Nobody knows exactly what the whole adventurer thing is about. They know that new ones show up after the old ones vanish, and you do usually just vanish when you get to a certain point. In more recent centuries, they've tried to study you empirically, and it is always met with disaster. You usually kill the people doing the research. There's debate as to whether or not you're reincarnating, or perhaps you're touched by gods, or cursed somehow. All they know is that it's always 3 people, and they always meet in an adventuring guild tavern. So now, there's only one of those on Adventure Island.
So guys, turns out that Max was telling the truth, at least in the broad strokes.
Is there information in there about the Skeleton King?
There's nothing about that. In fact, the only source of legitimate necromancy in the world is one of you guys. Occasionally, one of you will appear as a necromancer.
Actually, no, there's no Skeleton King.
Double check, maybe use synonyms. Look for Skeleton Monarch, or perhaps Skeleton Overlord.
No, it looks like Max is full of crap there.
So other Turkanislaw is just...
Some kind of political strife.
Says here they've been arguing a lot about cotton prices.
It's a market war.
Lila says, so do you guys think that you're still fighting skeletons, or have you escaped from all of this?
Well, like we said, this is really our first day looking at it.
Oh, what'd I find out for Linda's culpability?
Yeah, she could be in a lot of trouble, but also you guys are insanely dangerous, so, a good lawyer could swing it.
Oh, Linda, good news. If you don't cooperate with us, I'm going to stab you. Get me? Tell them I told you that.
Lowry, don't you do that to my wife.
Mason, look at me. I am your lawyer, okay? And as your lawyer, I am advising you to let me threaten your wife's life.
So how long are you guys going to be staying?
Good question.
I am still working on your pamphlet. I cannot leave until I'm done. Your soul is at stake.
Well, skeletons are fake. Our lives are fake. Max is half real, but mostly fake.
We could just join up with Max and fight this fight. I mean, why not?
'Cause we're, magically powerful. You want to waste that on a market war?
It's called being a mercenary, Mason. We're private military contractors. We fight where they tell us to fight.
But look, you and Elvis could be so many other things.
Yeah, and what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do pictures. I'm gonna look pretty on a picture book. You can be my manager. See, we're not in a hole. Don't let them pigeonhole us.
I mean, I'm not pigeonholed. I kind of want to kill people.
Where do I fit in with Pretty Picture Book?
You're also pretty buff.
There's a pounding knock at the door. Bump, 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 bump.
Our places, everybody, get to your hiding spots.
Lila opens the door. You can hear the conversation. Yes, hello? Sorry, ma'am, I don't mean to bother you, but were you aware of the news that your ex-husband has recently escaped Adventure Island? Oh, yes, I, of course, have been keeping up with that. I've heard some about that.
Oh my god, Lila, amateur mistake. Don't admit to...
All right, well, I'm gonna need to have a look around. You hear Lila step aside, and a group of men enter the house and start turning the place upside down. They're looking everywhere, but Lowry, you have done an impeccable job with these hiding spaces. They even toss the couch over, and yet Elvis stays firmly inside. Finally, they say, all right, if you see him, give us a call. And then they see themselves out.
Burst out from the chair. Lila! Oh my god, you just admitted that you've seen us and you've been harboring us.
What? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. He asked, did you know that your husband has escaped? And you said, oh yes, of course, I'm keeping up with the news. I bet they haven't reported it yet. The police have figured you out, you idiot.
Oh, no. I bet it's in the news now. She gets out the crystal ball. It's not in the news.
So what, we're made?
Lila's made, more or less.
I mean, they don't know that. Maybe I just said it so I didn't look stupid.
Yeah, that's what was going through your head because you were being stupid.
So we gotta go.
Wait, no. They're gonna be watching now. They're gonna assume that Lila has been in contact with us. That's how she knows that we escaped. If we bug out now, they're gonna catch us. We gotta lie low, stay hidden, avoid the windows. At night, I can sneak out, check the perimeter, see if the coast is clear, then we bug out.
Should I go to work?
No, call in sick.
But won't that be more suspicious? I have to go to work.
No, because if you leave, they're going to assume the place is either empty or that we're here, which means they're going to send a SWAT team or they're going to try to bug the place. Either way, guys are going to come in here and we're going to not be able to get out.
Okay.
Call in sick, make it clear you're staying home.
Okay. Lila calls in sick. What's your guys' plan for the rest of the day?
Just lay low. Everybody get a couple of hours of sleep. At midnight, we're making a run for it.
Agreed?
Okay.
I will lay low.
All right, things are tense. You guys are quiet. There's not a lot of talk. When it gets dark, you go to bed to catch a little bit of shut-eye. Then you wake up to the sound of pounding at the door. Bump, 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 bump.
Lila.
Lila's in her bedroom. You guys are in the living room.
Okay, knock on the bedroom door. Lila, there's someone at the door. Lila.
There's no answer.
Okay, go in. Lila.
Lila has been murdered. Her throat was cut. The sheets are slick with blood. Your wife lies dead, Mason. Some of the blood is starting to dry, but it's still wet.
Guys.
Mason, what are you doing? You're going to give us a...
What happened?
She's been killed.
Evidently, Mason. But how?
Stabbing, Elvis.
Oh my god, did none of you guys hear anything? Lowry, aren't you supposed to be good at this?
I'm good at doing it. I'm not especially good at overhearing it.
I suppose you never stayed awake listening to your parents battle skeletons in their bedroom.
No, I did
No
not.
one should have to be ashamed by that. That's perfectly natural. It's
Elvis,
good,
can-
healthy behavior.
Elvis, can you please focus? My wife is dead.
Well, we should begin by eliminating suspects. Lowry.
I knew it.
Bung, 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 bung! The knocking at the front door sounds more persistent. You hear, Guys, open up. It's me, Max.
Oh, it's Max.
Hey, listen, just because I kill people, that doesn't mean I kill all the people.
Now, listen, Lowry, you and I both know I'd like to hear what you have to say, but I think it's time.
Now's
I'm
not a
going
good
to
time.
incite you.
Oh, don't you dare.
I'm doing it. I walk up real close and I make intense eye contact with Lowry. Do I feel any evil emanations?
Yes, I shove you away. Get away from me.
Evil intentions, I sense it. I have incited you. You killed this
He
woman.
didn't kill her, Elvis.
How do
yeah,
you know?
thanks, Mason.
Because why would he?
For fun, for the thrill of having done it to get away with it.
Well, if that was my motive, currently I'm not getting away with it, because you would suspect me, and I know you'd suspect me.
But you'll talk your way out of it just like you talk your way out of everything.
Bang. Guys.
Oh my god, what? Max?
Mason, can you hear me?
We will be with you in a second, Max. Can you keep your pants in your pants?
I suppose I'll try.
Oh my god, this is unbelievable.
Mason, I hate to say it, but we have known Lowry has been like this for the
Okay.
longest
Do you want to
time.
know? Would you want to talk about how you've been for the longest time? You've been for the longest time nothing but a serial killer yourself.
I am a hero.
No, just because you kill things that you think are objectively
It
evil.
is a service for the community.
You know what is a service for the community? Doing hair, doing makeup, the things that I like to do. You know what? I have hobbies that would make me a real person if I ever quit killing things.
Now that I
Yeah,
am a real
yeah,
just
you're
because
a real person. You kill skeletons. It's all you do. Real person.
it is
That's
not
real person
murder.
stuff right
My
there.
foes
Murder.
are not flesh and blood.
You're a homeless man who kills things
That
for
is
a living.
enough. Okay? Elvis, Lowry's good at this stuff. Lowry, how would you kill my wife if you had killed her?
Well, for one, I wouldn't kill someone who was close to us.
Assuming that she was a total stranger and you had some agenda. Tell me how.
Well, I'd push her down a flight of stairs or something, make it look like an accident. This is gonna get investigated.
So what, it's sloppy?
Maybe not. Check the doors, check the windows, look for forced entry, broken glass, anything.
All right, we check around real quick.
Nothing, not a trace.
Okay, so not sloppy. Very good, actually. Whoever got in here, got in without forced entry, killed your wife without a sound, and then got out.
So what, did my wife get killed by a ninja?
We are, of course, taking the most potential suspect's word on this.
If I thought she needed to die, there were a lot of ways I could do it. Maybe poison her coffee on our way out, or cut her brake line, anything. Somebody snuck in here not wanting to be caught, and then killed your wife and just left her. Paul, can I look at the wound? Is it like a smiling throat kind of situation, like she's just been cut across the throat?
That's what it looks like at a glance.
Like it's a nice clean cut, you just dragged it from one side to the other.
Yep. In one side and then out the other, one cut.
Okay, this is what you'd call a cinematic kill. Imagine you go to stab someone in the neck. You put the knife in, the person wakes up, they panic, they fight you, right? The knife is gonna slip, they're gonna try to pull it out. One clean cut across the throat, pretty much not going to happen unless the person has been apprehended or is already dead.
Now, this is just, I hate to say it, poppycock. Unbelievable. You have truly topped yourself, Lowry.
Oh, do you know the art of murder better than me? Think about it, Elvis. Even when you kill skeletons, they try to stop you from killing them, right? This neck cut thing, this is not what killed her. Somebody did this afterward. Paul, is there any chance I can tell what might have actually killed this woman?
You have a very close look. She's got bleeding in the nose and also capillaries burst in the eyes. Looks to you like suffocation.
Ah, here we go. Someone bigger and stronger than your wife probably sat down on top of her and pressed the pillow down over her head. Hence why we didn't hear a sound. It must have ended pretty quick, and then the killer was done. Then they cut the throat.
Okay, all right.
Elvis, you were really starting to get up my butt.
Well, I may not be as skilled at this type of thing as you are, Lowry. However, there is always the question of motive, isn't there? Mason has no motive to kill his wife, as he only just met her and has no idea if he's owed any inheritance at all.
Elvis, do not test me right now.
I have no motive.
Not feeling it.
I have no motive to kill this woman because, as we all know, my killings of preference are skeleton-related. So I would not kill her and Mason would not kill her. It seems implausible to me that the local authorities would do it, because what would they have to gain? And so we are left with one person in this room, Lowry, who enjoys murdering people for the fun and challenge of it.
Bang, bang. Guys, are you still in there? Please don't run off.
Max.
Okay, well, Max wants to be our friend.
He wants us to get involved in a war over grain prices.
Yeah, also he fits the bill for expertise. The guy's an infiltration expert. He killed people. We've seen him do it.
Skeleton people?
Elvis, we've cleared that there's no skeleton people.
Yes, well, I haven't been really wanting to confront that point yet.
There's no skeletons. There's just commodity prices.
But if Max killed your wife, we would not be his friend anymore.
Okay, though, but let's suppose that we didn't figure it out. Let's suppose that we were just stunned and baffled and scared.
Oh, yeah, like the psychology of a normal person.
Yeah, somebody well-adjusted instead of an adventuring sociopath.
We wouldn't look at the body and then figure out that she'd been killed by smothering.
No, we'd panic and we'd open the door and we'd be, oh, Max, oh God, thank God you're here. And then you know what he does? I bet he says something like, oh, the Skeleton King must have killed your wife. We've got to hurry. We got to stop the Skeleton King.
Oh, that little rat
We are
weasel.
making quite a few assumptions about Max. I just want to put it out there, if we're still considering being, adventurers for hire, Max is hiring.
Elvis, he killed my wife.
Allegedly.
Lowry, can we prove it?
I don't think so. That is, I can't think of a way we could do it now.
If he killed my wife, I'm not going anywhere with him.
They do say revenge is a dish best served cold, explicitly, because it lets you get your ducks in a row and figure out your things.
All right, I'm just going to let myself in. So if anyone's naked, try to make it look good.
All right, look at it this way. If he gives us some line about how the Skeleton Lord killed your wife, you know he's probably not on the up and up.
Max gets the door open pretty quick. You hear him go up the stairs, and then he opens the door. Well, no one's oh, what happened here?
Max?
My goodness, Mason. Mason, this is your wife, isn't it?
She was.
Who did it? Was there a fight?
That's what I'd like to know, Max.
Well, look, Mason, it's probably not the best time, but the reason I didn't take you to see your wife, even though she lives so close by, was exactly this kind of thing. You know, you have a lot of enemies, a lot of people that don't want to see you rise back to your greatness, and as tempting as it must have been to come and see your loved ones, this is practically the only thing that would have come of that.
Why?
I couldn't say for sure. To hurt you? To send a message, maybe?
Who? Who would want to send me this message?
Well, if I had to guess, the Skeleton King who fears your return would be most likely.
You know, I have been looking into that, and it turns out there's not really a Skeleton King, and there never has been, and necromancy is only something that one of us could be doing.
Ah.
Yes, which means that some kind of organization killed my wife, right? But it wouldn't be the other Turkanislakistov, would it? Because all they care about are commodity prices. They can't possibly know that I'm not on their side.
Okay, I think I see where this is going. Before you say another word, I need to show you something. Max reaches into his pocket, then pulls out a grenade, steps out of the room, and slams the door. Flashbang! The room clears in a few seconds.
Stumble out the door. Max! Max!
You hear a car engine start up.
Oh gosh, I got run down the stairs.
Wait up, I've got to get my rifle.
Run down with Mason.
Lowry and Mason are both unnaturally fast. You guys get down the stairs, but Max is taking off. His car peels out as he makes his way down the drive.
Does Mason's wife have a car?
Yeah, she's got a beater of an SUV.
Dash back inside, grab the keys, run out, start the car. Everybody get in.
I got the rifle.
Can you drive this thing?
Can I?
You're the rogue, you've got all the skills.
I feel confident I can.
Vroom, the engine roars to life. You pick up speed in pursuit of the headlights in the distance. From what little you saw of that car, it looked like an unmarked police cruiser.
Okay, we're gonna be at a bit of a disadvantage.
How so?
Cornering, speed, everything.
Well, there's only one of him and 3 of us. Drive me to it, friends.
Oh, now we're friends.
In the heat of conflict, we're always friends.
You put the pedal down, driving this thing at unsafe speeds, slowly catching up to Max. Max, it seems, was being conservative and safer, but when you get close to him, he speeds up.
Lean out the window and shoot the car. Pew 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 pew.
Bump, 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 bump. You hit several times, but don't penetrate it. Looks like the vehicle is armored.
Uh-oh, a fly in the ointment.
Can you shoot the tires?
They're mostly covered by the back of the car. You'd have to get a lot closer.
Get me alongside it and I'll do what I can do.
Heck, if we're getting alongside it, I'll jump on his car.
You sure that's wise?
I'm a monk, I'll manage.
All right, either way, pulling up alongside him.
Max clearly does not want this. He takes a sharp turn and drives into the town proper. The SUV is barely able to follow. A hubcap flies off on the round.
We gotta slow him down.
All we can do is stick to till he makes a mistake.
Well, I can help facilitate that. Paul, I shoot out the streetlights.
All right, you're a great shot, but that is challenging. You can hit the closer up ones, but the ones further ahead of Max are not so easy. Still, pew pew pew, now you guys are driving through darkness in your headlights.
Stop it, you're making it darker where I'm driving.
Well, you're the expert in all things, whatever this is. Tell me what to do.
Put on a seatbelt, for God's sake. 90% chance this thing rolls like an alligator.
Don't lose him, Lowry.
Thanks, I was thinking of giving up.
If you're gonna take wild shots, Elvis, shoot the tires.
Max makes another desperate turn. You guys round the corner after him and find it's a dead end. Max has actually made a complete 180. He's coming towards you now at slower speeds.
Swerve to put him on the passenger side.
He passes the passenger side.
Pew 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 pew.
Leap out of the SUV.
Mason jumps out of the SUV onto the other car while Elvis puts a few holes in the tires. Sparks fly, the rims hit the street. Mason, the door is locked. Lowry, he gets past you.
Okay, turn around.
The SUV is very bulky. It's going to take you longer to turn than it took Max.
Come on, go, 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 go. I gotta get the other
Do you want
side.
to drive this thing? Do not backseat drive me.
Power up my chi and punch through the window.
Kia! You knife hand through the passenger side window. Max yells, Mason, you've got to believe me, I didn't do it.
Don't you lie to me, you sicko. Reach for the lock.
Max pulls up on the curb and tries to smear you off by grinding you against a building.
At abort, dive over the hood of the car and roll to the other side.
Using your supernatural agility, you flip over the hood of the car and then grab onto the other side. Larry, you finally get the car turned around and pulled out. With the wheels shot out and Max up on the curb, he hasn't made a lot of distance from you.
Perfect, pull up alongside him.
Go, go, go.
I am going.
Power up another key strike. Pya! Through this window too.
I didn't do anything, Mason, I swear! Max pulls out his handgun and he shoots you. Bang, bang, take 8 body. Of course, you don't feel it, you're a D&D character. Elvis.
Pew 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 pew. Shoot out the other tires.
Puff, 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 puff. No more tires, just rims. Max puts both hands on the wheel trying to control the car. Mason.
Key strike Max's face.
Crack blam! If the armored car didn't stand a chance, Max certainly doesn't either. His head bursts like a watermelon. The car veers off to the side and collides with a building. Mason, you're launched into the air.
Break fall. I roll with the momentum.
The car is totaled, but Mason rolls to safety. You can hear police sirens nearby.
Pull up next to Mason. Get in, nerd.
Who are you calling a nerd? Did you see me survive that crash?
Yeah, whatever, night's not over. Get in.
All right, fine.
Get out of here, but try to drive at a normal pace. Nothing too conspicuous.
Well, gentlemen, a fine job, if I must say so.
He kept telling me he didn't do it.
Yeah, I'm actually a little miffed that you laid all your cards on the table as soon as Max walked in. Not a dish served very cold. Given time, I might have been able to prove it was him. And then when I found out and I could say for sure, then we would have got him.
We got him.
We got him not knowing for sure it was him.
I don't see who else it could be.
Well, I still have a suspect. His name starts with L and it ends with Lowry.
It wasn't me.
Yes, but just think how proud you'd be if it was you and you got away with it after all this. I mean, just look at this.
I mean, yeah, be a good con.
See?
But you didn't, right?
No, I really didn't. But if I were just trying to pin it on Max, I'd be happy with this instead of mad that I didn't get a chance to prove it was him, right?
Also good for your story.
God, whatever. Pull over the car.
Lowry, what are you doing? I hope you're not planning an honor duel.
With you? That'd be suicidal. I'd never take you in a fair fight. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for the cops to go by. Then we gotta get a new ride.
What's wrong with this one?
It's your wife's car. They're looking for it. Also, it was just involved in a shootout.
Okay.
You guys sit on the curb for a while. A couple of police cars do drive by with the lights on. Then seems like the coast is clear.
Alright, stay close to me. I go to a nearby car, pick the lock open, hotwire it.
Vroom, boom, boom, boom. And like that, you've got a new car.
Really, honestly, what must the skeleton-slaying god be thinking of me now?
Does he even exist? I mean,
Well, my divine power comes from somewhere.
well, what now, Captain?
Honestly, I'm stumped. I don't know.
Not you.
What, me?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, 'cause
Why not you?
I honestly don't feel that motivated. I like doing things.
I mean, you're
but,
figuring everything out. This is kind of your world.
But I don't know what I want to do in it. I mean,
Well,
what do you want to do, Mason?
what do I?
I don't know. I'm stumped too.
Shoot. World's just kind of open.
We could do the commodity war.
No.
They need someone to do that.
They can do it.
We'd do it better.
I don't want to do somebody else's politics. I want to do my own thing.
Like, take over Turkanislaw, Gustav? It almost seems blasphemous.
Boy, that sounds like work.
Yeah, doesn't it, though?
Oh, everything sounds like work. Just put one foot in front of the other. You'll get things done one step at a time.
No, I don't even know anything about Turkanislaw, Gustav. I don't want to run the place.
Yeah, I bet they got neighbors. We'd have to conquer them, too.
Just another foot in front of the other.
No. What if we open a health spa and I'll teach people, like, Tai Chi training and,
Oh, you're serious?
yeah, I mean, I do fitness training and Lowry, you could run the books and manage the place.
Oh, like work with the money?
Yeah, you're good at it.
I don't really see me fitting in.
Elvis, you literally have healing hands. Well, you'll do like a masseuse, chiropractic.
Cairo, what?
Chiropractic. You attack the skeleton to help people feel better.
I see.
Yeah, go in, attack the spine, get it all straightened out, make sure it's in the right place, and then use your healing magic at the same time. Boom! Cancer gone, illness is gone, person feels like $1 million.
I would be battling skeletons and also helping the community.
Bang!
I
Bingo.
love it. I'm in.
There we are.
I don't know. Can I talk you into it?
No, I am sold. That is 2 votes to 1.
Can't we do like a cash-only shop or something?
Lowry.
All right, fine. Tai Chi and chiropractic. Here we come.
You pull into the road and drive into the night. Where you stop, no one can say. But for many long decades, the people don't hear again of the adventurers.
Well, that was fun.
Mason, I just wanted to say I didn't want to stop combat, but during that fight,
Yeah.
you used your chi to, punch through the window.
Yeah,
Oh, we
see?
talked about that. I mean, we cleared it.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, the way I did this is I built all the characters according to the strongest first, which was you, by the way, Mr. Paladin.
Yeah, because of the spells and the divine smite.
Yes, easily the strongest character just for all the fighting ability, which meant that then Lowry had all these points to just buy every skill in the book.
It was actually everything, like literally everything.
But then with Mason, the monk is weak even by D&D standards, so we had so many points left over and just did not know what to do with it.
We broke the rules.
Yeah.
I bought utility stuff. My key could do a bunch of things that monks in D&D can't do.
Yeah, because otherwise we would have, Mason and Lowry both doing the same thing.
Wow, Paladin gets a lot of points, huh?
They are blatantly stronger than a lot of other classes.
You're stepping on my thing, though. That's divine smite, basically.
It wasn't, actually. It was armor piercing.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a regular punch, but armor piercing.
Okay, so it breaks the armor. Okay, yeah.
So anyway, does anyone have an idea for the next game?
Yeah, actually, I want to do one. Modern demigods.
Okay.
You know how the Greek gods often had their little demigods, like Hercules was the son of Zeus? Well, I want to do something like that in the modern day, except for people are blessed with powers of really weirdly esoteric gods. And the weaker the god, the weaker the power. But if more people believe in the god becomes more powerful, and the demigod also becomes more powerful.
A Terry Pratchett thing.
Yeah, and what you guys do is you're really crappy demigods who enter a reality TV contest to get your gods noticed.
Okay.
So think of something really stupid to be the champion of, and there you go.
All right. Sounds good. Get excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. We were awfully patchy on the schedule for this one. I'm sorry about that. It's getting to be the warm season, and I had some pretty bad allergy and health-related things. Basically, I wasn't sleeping because of asthma. It'll hopefully be under control soon, and if not, I'll see a doctor about it or something. But doctors are expensive, so if you enjoy this podcast, then I would appreciate the support on Patreon. It makes it possible for me to keep doing the episodes. And if you do subscribe, sometimes I post stuff early if I get things done early, and otherwise, sometimes I post little blogs or other little blurbs or insights or whatever. We also have a Discord, and if you'd like to join us online, then you can shoot me a message through the Patreon or wherever else, contact@donsomewhere.com, and I can give you a link. I also have a website which will link you to other things that I've done. I've been on the internet for a while. That's donsomewhere.com. You can find me on Patreon under Don Somewhere. Again, that is Don Somewhere, donsomewhere.com. There it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this and have a fantastic week.